Patrick, do you know you can wear more than one ring on one finger? You can stack
Of
them.
course. My wife has more than one on one finger. You've seen my wife before.
This was the best conversation of the weekend. We're sitting here having dinner, ordering food, and Thompson goes, "Did you know that you can stack rings on more than one finger?"
You know they make rings, Thompson, for women to stack around their engagement ring, right?
That's bullshit, man. And I always feel like you should wear like one earring, but not earrings. It's just not fair. We could like go like.
So why you got two, bro?
No, he means like on one ear, not having like five different ears.
Yeah, what the fuck, man? Like, if I'm a thief, I'm just gonna chop your ear off and run if you have to wear like 10 diamonds on your ear.
What the heck? Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another podcast. As you can see, we got a group of very familiar people, but it's good to have you guys back here. Welcome back today. We made a little thing on how many likes we would get on the last podcast, and we hit 1,000.
Who's in the middle today?
You are in the middle today.
You are.
And it would have been perfect because
losers.
I know if we had 1,001 likes.
For shirtless Thompson, man.
Yep, 1,001 likes. You would have got shirtless Thompson on this week's podcast, but unfortunately not. So,
dude, I'll even do it for 999 likes.
Okay, 999 likes on this podcast, and it'll be shirtless Thompson plus Tank Top Island next week. I've been sick this weekend, so I haven't even gotten out to do anything. Me and wife have been sick.
I was sick last podcast.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Like I had the allergy. I was sneezing.
Waifu was sick on Sunday. Took care of her. I got sick, so I haven't even left the house. But that's not really that amazing.
Wait till you have a baby, bro. Then the whole fucking circle comes.
I know, dude. I don't know, man. Anyways, thank you guys for joining on the podcast today, and we got some great topics to talk about today. One of the first topics we're going to talk about is something that a lot of people have been talking about. It's not Summoners War related, but it is kind of as well. It is basically what people are memeing as and coining as Summoners War 2. Yeah, what are your thoughts on the new game, Calibria Crystal Garden? Like, I need to hear it. There's no way you haven't heard about it, and if you've been streaming, everybody's been asking you what you think about it and whatnot. I know Faw's been playing it, Archer's been playing it, people are coming back and playing it, Jubiggle's playing it. What is your thoughts on this game? We just gotta lay it out here.
I just hung out with wait, hold on, Tyler. I just hung out with Tyler. All right, we hung out, we saw each other on the Saturday.
Okay.
And the first thing Tyler told me is that game sucks. And then
No, that's not true. That's not true. That's not what I said.
Yo, you said that game is whack.
I said that is the ugliest game I've ever seen.
On that, all right, let me finish. To segue on that, we talked to the Comp to Us people, right? And they're like, yo, they copy like all the monsters from like other games. Like something about like one of the monsters is straight out of Zelda or something. Legends of Zelda.
Yep.
What?
Yeah.
Some crazy
I don't know.
shit.
I don't play that game.
Yeah, just like give me your opinions on it. I'll give you my full rundown on my opinions after you guys lay yours down. But I've just sick of people asking me to play and like telling me like what is your opinion on this. So let's just talk about it here so people know, right?
I think the gameplay is fine. Overall, the gameplay is fine. I've watched a lot of people play the game. I've probably watched like 15 hours of Calibria now. I think people are saying that the rates are better, and then people argue that 1% rate's not that much better, but the difference is you get a shit ton more summons in Calibria. On top of that, they have a higher VIA rate if you run 6 Violence. There's some funny tooltip errors where they like say it's not Swift. They call it Agile runes, but then they refer to them as Swift runes again. So it's kind of weird that they're doing stuff like that. Overall, I think the game is fine. I think it's more of a cash grab than anything else. I really do think that Calibria is a cash grab on the merits that it is really, 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 really low effort from what I've seen. I feel like in 2020, there should be a lot more effort put into games that are meant to last longer.
Agreed.
And I absolutely 100% think that Calibria is the ugliest game I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that's what you told me when I saw you.
Aesthetically, I absolutely hate everything about the game's look.
Dude, I'm just gonna say now, like, Summoners War graphics 5 years ago is better than those graphics that just came out. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, what the fuck, dude?
I'm gonna be honest. I know nothing about the game, so before this podcast, I literally just turned on Faw's stream and I watched 10 minutes of Faw's stream.
Yeah,
I agree with Tyler. It is the ugliest thing I've ever seen.
Oh no!
And all these Faw's in love with it, right? He's literally in love with it. He said he literally just told me that he would pay for your kids' tuition if you never played Summoners War and you open Summoners War and you open Calibria at the same time right now, and you preferred Summoners War over it. He would pay your kids' tuition. The game is the ugliest game I've ever seen, and honestly, all these games have to do to appeal to people is to give them summons. Like any new game,
yeah,
right? Because the free to play or low to pay community is so high that for any one of these games to succeed in the beginning, all you have to do is give summons. So based on what Tyler said, if they're giving you more summons, the game's going to look good in the beginning. You know what I mean?
So if you give summons or you give rerolls, if you give rerolls, people are really happy too.
They let you do that.
But there's one more thing that I missed that Playtime just put in chat.
Yeah.
It has skins with stats.
I
That's
saw
a really
that.
rough one for me.
You can buy a skin that gives you +8 speed. Like, wait a minute.
That's
Well,
is the
on the topic
ultimate
of
cash
stats
grab.
too, because like Fwa tried to like explain it to me like real quick, and I only had like 10 minutes for the podcast.
Yeah.
But he literally told me like, so all these units like they have multiple skill trees, and then so I asked him, I said in PvP, I'm like, does it at least show you what the skill tree is, so you don't know if you're running into a because there's one unit that's like a Zyros, or it could be like a Celia, and it could be something else, or Leo, all in the same unit.
They're all like the homunculus.
Yeah. So
homunculus.
but you can constantly change it for free. You can change whatever you want.
You just have
So
to
I
get a
asked
dupe.
for
You have to
PvP,
get one dupe of it, though. You have to get a dupe of it too.
Do you have to at least know like? Do you get to at least know what the opponent is? And Fwa's like, yes, right now you do. So he shows me, and then in arena, you actually see the opponent's stats.
Yeah.
You can see their speed right now. You can see their total speed.
Yeah.
Not base speed. You can see the total speed, and you can see their skill tree. The skill tree part I agree with because, like, you want to know if you're running into a Zyros or a Leo. You know what I mean?
Right.
But the stats is kind of retarded to know people's stats, right?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
if you're doing arena, you can click and see how fast the guy is. Wait a minute, like how does that even work? Yeah. What are your thoughts, Lucky? Like, because you have to been hearing about it. You have to hear or try.
I'm the same as Tyler. I had a quick chat with Tyler on his stream yesterday about it, and we agreed straight away. I just
picked the wrong
game that is not
because you picked everyone who just agrees.
Yeah, this is not good. Everybody just agrees it sucks.
I just looked at Flash stream. That's the only knowledge I have of this game. Right?
No,
I just watched it.
I have not played it, so I cannot give an opinion.
Yeah, I won't play it, and I haven't played it.
They say like this game sucks.
Yeah, but like in terms of like the research I've done and the people that have played it and I've seen it, it does have some aspects on it which I think can help to push Comtous's butt a little bit, right? Give them some ideas that they did that may be better for summoners in the future. Whether they take it or not is another story, right? But they have a couple weird features that people say are, better than summoners, which is good, right? It's good. It gives it free ideas and it's free stuff for summoners to take on and think about.
What's better in that game than Summoners War?
Well, I mean, obviously the rates, but I don't think the rates should be changed.
According to Fwa, like I said, all you have to do is give good rates and people will be excited. You know what I'm saying? But according to Fwa, like the one thing he loves about the game, and I'm very good friends with Fwa, but Fwa's always loved Summoners War. The one thing that really killed it for Fwa was reapps. Like his dream is Summoners War again without reapps, and he goes, currently this game to him is Summoners War without reapps. Sure. So I said this game feels like another one of the fads that's going to fade out after a while, and he legitimately said, he goes, it won't. He thinks that it won't fade out until they come out with reapp packs. Then the game will die.
I heard that they data mined that there is a transcendent LD transcendent LD in there already.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They do things just what Summoners were missing to make people excited about it. You know what I'm saying?
There is going to be an LD transcendent in that game that's going to get released. It's already data mined that it's there. It's just the pack is not released yet.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I do. All I do is give you high rates, a lot of free scrolls, and everybody's going to play the game because there's too many free-to-play people.
Right. I mean, it's fun. I mean, it's great. If you enjoy it, so be it. But I always tell people on the caution of, spending money, because when you put in money, you want something that's going to be long-term, right? If you don't care, you don't mind, then, hey, you like the game? Play it. You should play whatever you like.
The issue is people don't understand, too, is that, okay, it's higher rates, right? But then it's higher rates for everybody else, too, so it's the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, you're not the only one that's getting the bonus, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, when everybody has everything, where does the game go, I
think we can all agree that the biggest issue is the long-term of the game, right? It doesn't look like it'll be there for the long term, and that's what we're most concerned about.
I don't think so.
Can I take a moment to say something about that? Okay, so there's two things. You mentioned the long term of the game. I think it's important that we recognize that not everyone cares about the long term of the game.
True.
Obviously, that's something that we value as people who want to play at a hyper competitive level for most games. It is totally okay to like the game. It's totally okay to just enjoy it because it's something that's different, something that you like. So, us on the podcast here saying we don't like the game, we're not telling you don't play the game. We're not telling you the game sucks, it's garbage. We're giving you our honest opinions on how we feel about the game. And generally that comes from a perspective of, is this game something that I want to invest years playing? For most of us on the podcast here, it's no, right? I think we can unanimously agree that it's not something that we feel like playing.
Yep.
Yeah.
However, that is not to say like the game is garbage, right? Like Hamsi said in chat, I actually love Calibria so far. I guess you're in a minority. I'm sure there's lots of people who are like you who enjoy the game. So please don't take it too harshly that we disagree with the game and its direction. If you guys like it, please play it. We encourage that. That's a good thing.
Yeah, I think that people really enjoy it right now because it's new and you have a chance to be on top. Right? Is the reason why I think that's the reason why people enjoy it, because you can be on top. So I said the same thing too, right? Why are people enjoying Calibria? It's because Megamon, it's because Archer, it's because Fallout, they're playing it, right? So we have familiar names and friends that are playing it. But can that be said about pretty much any game? We could go into the Apple Store right now and download another cash grabbish style game that could be better or the same. And if we started playing it, people would probably be hyped up about it, true or not? Right? So it's like, I feel like the community that we have here is so amazing, and it just shows that if we're playing games together, it just makes it that much more fun. So I'm hoping, we could continue to grow this community even more, because it shows how tight-knit we are, When one person plays, other people check it out and really get into it. So that's my thoughts on it. So Summoners War 2, can they do something?
Yeah, also, stupid Thompson.
Thompson's calling you.
Yeah. No. Anyway, though, my opinion's always been a little biased too, because I'm not a big fan of trying new games. Partially because I'm very heavily invested in Summoners War.
Have you played Monster Dungeon Hunter or whatever, or Epic 7?
Epic 7.
Yeah. I have never played any of them.
I played that stupid DHC game because of Archer. Made me waste a lot of money.
Oh, see, so you're not as loyal as I am.
Yeah, you see, I have a problem. Oh, well, hold on. Who got me into the other game, Thompson? Loyal?
Are you just trying to say you've never played any other game besides
What was
Summoners War?
that Brawl Stars game that cost me a lot of money too?
Oh, Brawl Stars is different. It's different.
See, that
game's fun though, dude.
Come on, man.
That game's fun though, dude.
I have a spending issue, right? I spend money in Candy Crush, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta be very careful and selective
You're
on what
Candy
games
Crush
I play.
spender? Wait a minute.
Pay to win on Candy Crush?
Wait a minute.
Every game, bro.
Oh, no.
Yo, I'm free to play Candy Crush, but dude, I'm on like level 2000 in Candy Crush. It's crazy.
He's such a liar. He doesn't play any other game besides Summoners War. 37 hours.
Summoners War. If he's playing any other game, he's wasting his time. He could be
unless the phone comes out where he can split the screen and farm in Candy Crush. He never plays Candy Crush. He's a liar.
True, actually true. So yeah,
I've never seen. He's my brother. I never seen him without the Summoners War on.
Anyways, our general consensus is, for us, at least for this group of people on the podcast, we're not really into the game Calibria. Now, we said there are some good aspects of it that maybe Summoners War can take, but at the end of the day, play the games you like. Play the games that you enjoy, right? For whatever reasons it is. But
Yo, Z, next week you need to get Foie on the podcast. And
I want to.
You get the complete.
Oh yes, you can get Foie on the podcast.
He's legit in love with the game right now. In love.
I want to bring him. I'm probably trying to contact him, because if anything, if he comes and he tells us why he likes the game, that's like free info about what Summoners War can do better too, technically, and we get to hear more of the game.
I like it, and you know what? Not for nothing, people like Foie, people don't like Foie. All the shit Summoners War is doing right now is all Foie's opinions from 3 years ago. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, Foie is like 5, 6
The Second Awakenings thing was a Foie thing.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the 2 separate rune sets was a Foie thing.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's all coming to fruition, man. He's a bright guy when it comes to games.
I do miss him. So it's nice to see him and streaming and coming back.
That reminds me, like for SWC, I feel like it'll be really cool if they redo that mobile master. The SWC mobile champion.
Man. Yeah,
that'd be kind of cool.
That was a long time ago.
I would be so into that.
Yeah. You would be in it. Not into it. You'll be in it.
You're number one celebrity, number one streamer, IslandGrown.
I'm getting smashed. I would get smashed in that. Maybe I can win the dungeon run times. Maybe I can compete for that. Actual RTAs, I'll get smashed, dude.
747, yes.
747. Never forget 747. I would commentate that. That'd be a fun one to commentate. That'd be a more for fun thing, to be honest, than anything. Since I know all you guys pretty well, could trash talk and get some fun commentating on that. They should do that again. Mobile Masters again would be lit. Yeah, make it a more of an entertainment thing. That'd be pretty dope. All right. Anyways, good topic number 1 there. I'm gonna move on to topic number 2. Topic number 2 is all right. What are your thoughts if they brought back pre-nerfed units? Now, this is a topic from Tyler here. I thought this was a pretty good one. What do you thought if they bring back these units, right? They reverted these units. Examples are Molong, Laika, and Iris, and anything else that you guys
can't take full credit for that.
Molong will still be very OP because like strip and stun, it'll still be like the best. Laika will still be pretty shit. Iris will still be pretty niche too. Like Molong, you could put in slot 1, 2, or 3. Laika will still be like a 4 or 5, a niche pick, and Iris will still be a niche pick too.
Iris would be usable at least.
Iris would be pretty usable.
No, but
because strip goes back to 100, right?
Iris would be 4 and 5 because like
yeah. But you can actually use her though, because like currently she's just not a consistent stripper, but at 100% rate.
Also, you gotta remember too, when these units were really good, like it was also during a time when not everybody had everything yet, and you didn't have that many options, and everything was much more scary. Now there's so many things like Lauren that just destroy any one of the 3 of those. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like,
Exactly.
no, not Molong. Molong will destroy Lauren.
Molong does nothing if Lauren's faster and doesn't move.
But there's 3 more other units.
Here's the real unit that if we brought back the nerf, it would be insane. Tableau. Yeah.
Tableau. Yeah.
So imagine bringing old Tableau back now. How crazy would that be?
What's the difference? He doesn't get stunned, right?
No stun. It's 2-turn speed buff.
Oh.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
2-turn speed. That would be insane.
I think that'd be too much. I think that'd be the one that I don't know if we could do that.
What about if they?
But even Tableau, right? Even Tableau's one of those that's kind of like, it was so detrimental back then because it was a handful of Tableaus. You know what I'm saying? Now that everybody has a Tableau, like it'd be so good for everybody.
Actually,
you know
I think one of the strongest buffs to Tableau was when they buffed Jamire.
Yeah, Jamire.
Because that's when that
enabled him more.
Yeah, the cleanse is huge.
The cleanse is huge. Yeah.
Yo, what if they bring back OG Ganny? Strip S1 and ventilate himself. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Ganny would be good.
That one they cannot do though. It's like for sure you can't do that. Some of the other ones are reasonable, right? Like Iris. I think bringing back Iris would be kind of cool, right? The silence is pretty good. The
First turn
silence
was
is
really
pretty good.
good.
Next part is I remember being really scared of Oberon's, and then they buffed Daphnis, and then they nerfed Ganymede, and all of a sudden like Oberon just seems really bad.
Yeah.
I think Oberon is not as scary the better you are. But like when you're in like mid ranks, Oberon is terrifying because it's just
scarier, right?
I don't know. It's the consistency that's scary, right? Like I don't know. Oberon has ventilate. That's the thing.
Yeah, and he can ventilate himself.
Ventilate is a really scary skill.
Break.
Yeah. Yo, why? Cause what if they reverted Yunhong?
If they reverted Yunhong, it's a big difference, bro. That's a big difference.
That's
that one turn cooldown's huge, dude.
Guaranteed Waika is tryhard, and guaranteed Topa SWC could listen again.
Yeah, it's a big difference. It's a big difference that one turn.
Yeah, that's huge. Is BT still playing? On a side note, because I know he uses Yunhong too. Is he still playing?
I haven't seen him.
I think so. I have not seen him, but I haven't been playing it. To be fair, I've only done 29 wings this whole season.
I know some people quit. You know, like some of the top players and stuff like that, SWC winners, they quit. But I think BT, he didn't fully quit, right? He's just like AFK for a little bit, right?
Wasn't he in SWC last year? But he just like didn't make it.
He lost. He didn't make it. But he was.
Yeah, he lost the beginning, right? He lost in his regional qualifiers or whatever.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if he quit or not, because I like him in there. He always has the brain to try to do something different as well, you know? So,
yeah, that's true.
Don't want to lose that kind of brains in some of his work.
Yeah, I do appreciate people using fun things instead of just the constant, watching the same thing over and over again.
It's definitely hard because right now, everybody's so used to using the same thing over and over again. Nobody's trying anything different. And if none of us try anything different, the meta will always be the same. Did you realize that? Like, we will always pretty much use the same thing, even as they buff, nerf, and make second awakened units until we decide to try different things and people find it to work. Like, in all honesty, like, we actually have a lot more influence on the meta change than people give us credit for. People give comp to us too much credit for what they do on their buff and nerf patches, I feel. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, a lot of the stuff that they nerf is like random units that people pull out of nowhere, and then people are like, oh my god, it's OP, and everybody jumps in the bandwagon, and then it's like, when 10% of the people were doing it, it's okay, but now 90% of the people are doing it, then it needs a nerf, you know?
Right. That's like, because like, look, like Martina twins, right? That started up because we started doing that. What else did we start? When there was a Jean meta, we started using Verg, right? Molong came out. They didn't really change Molong that much, and then people started using him in RT, and that's when he had his era. Because he was out for a while. So,
the only thing that hasn't changed of all of those like trends is Hathor. Hathor has never changed.
Yeah, no, but Hathor is more like slowly became more and more predominant into now where she's like the most predominant.
Yeah,
right.
She's currently the only one who like became good and never got nerfed or never got like adjusted by some other balanced unit.
I agree.
Everybody else.
Yeah, but there's a lot more. There's a lot more counters.
But everybody else got like pegged really hard. Hathor got like this tiny little like kick.
Yeah, a lot of people have answers for Hathor now, though. You know, like back then, if somebody first picks Hathor, it's like, oh, I'm doomed. You know what I'm saying? Now there's like so many answers for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just still so good. Even with the answers, she's one of the few units who has just like continued to be really good even after getting like pegged down a little bit.
Well, the nerf wasn't fully a nerf because, like, you know, it turns into a thing where you can disrupt turn order. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a nerf, yes. Now everybody gets 0 barred.
Honestly, I would think it was more of a. I think it's more of a change. It was what 70%, 75%.
Right,
now it's 130s.
Yeah, you can call it change exactly. So it's not like fully a nerf. It's more of a change. Is a good word for it. And it makes it a more strategic skill to use because, like I said, you can disrupt the turn order now.
I guess that's true. What do you guys think? Then we kind of beat the punching bag a lot with it, but. I mean, Hathor is still very strong. We know that, but there's a lot of answers to it now. True, false? I don't know. Like, people know how to play against
I think there's a lot of answers to it.
Right?
I don't think so, because when you overload on answers, the Hathor user has a lot of responses to your answers.
Right, but that's like any other unit, right?
No, but it's so impactful because it takes like at least 2 monsters to counter Hathor.
Does it?
Which one monster counters Hathor?
Oki.
Oki?
Oh, that's inconsistent though.
Oh, you're banking on the first turn S2,
I think you could argue.
This guy doesn't know. This guy doesn't know. Dude, with your kind of luck, I don't know if you want to use Oki, my cousin.
What do you think? You think it works when I do it? I
don't think it works for you, sir.
For Hathor, the clear counters are like double immunity or like Josephine immunity or whatever, right? But even though you have that, it's still unclear. Like stuff could happen and bans could happen, so.
Right.
Hathor is still the most oppressive, I think.
Mm-hmm. The most oppressive is Ragdoll 4 immunity Chinese comp.
That too.
What is that? What me more? Right, what was it?
Ragdoll 4 immunities. Ragdoll 4 healers.
Wait, Ragdoll 4 immunities?
Did you see my replay this morning?
Wait, Ragdoll 4 immunities?
No, I actually didn't watch it. No.
People who pick something like Ragdoll double harp and then like a Veligil plus.
Yeah, people just double immunity.
Because the harps mitigate so much damage, and you can build them all on crit damage, and then you can build the Veligil on crit damage, and you have immunity forever, and it doesn't matter.
That's so toxic.
You can't lose. Every Asian comp is like that. All Asian guys, they have a Ragdoll. It's toxic, Ragdoll,
but it
all immunities.
2 players' time. It wastes the person using it and the other person playing against it.
Because the problem is, if you beat him, it's because you like Antair's luck sacked him, and if he beats you, it's because his Veligil will proc 3 times to kill 2 units at the end of the match after you're like minus 50% health.
Yeah, Veligil's
so both of you are running healers to try to live.
But how crazy of a grind would it be if you're like, all right, I'm gonna do 30 wings today, and I can't wait to Veligil and the Triana people.
You have to sit out like your entire afternoon to be able to do your wings because it'll take what 4 hours to do.
You're destroying yourself,
It takes so long to get through the matches.
Yeah.
Insane.
Laurie,
it's like
cancel all my calls for the rest of the day. I need to do my 30 wings. Should take me about 6 hours.
Seriously, like 3 hours.
You get into the office at 9:30. You're like, I'll be available for meetings at 7:30 tonight, guys. just gotta do some RTA wings.
Oh man.
Oh my god. What were you about to say though? I think I interrupted you, Tyler. You were just about to point something out.
That it's just coming back. Even people who aren't picking Ragdoll, even people who don't have Ragdoll, like triple immunity is so common right now, and it's so frustrating to play against. It just takes so long.
Yeah, what is it? Wusa, Vela, Amelia, Patar.
It's Wusa, Vela, Fran, or Wusa, Vela, Triana. And there was a game I played where someone picked. They picked Josephine, Vanessa, Fran, Delphoy, and Veligil against me.
Delphoy.
Yes.
Wow.
I don't know how I somehow still won.
Delphoy.
Using fucking Gani Hathor. I don't know how it worked, but the man used Delphoy.
I mean, if you pick Gani Hathor, you're always safe because you just have to find the spot. You just have to be able to survive and find the spot. And then you just
Josephine was on revenge, and it almost killed my Seer.
Oh my god,
that's gross.
Well, because I had him in that spot where like you finally lock every single immunity unit unless they proc,
right? And
then his Josephine revenged me, and I thought I was.
So, what do you guys think about going back to the topic here of the pre-nerf units? Are there any other ones that we didn't address, and would we like to see them reverted? Like, I would like to see Laika reverted.
You know who would not make a difference? Artemil. They didn't have to nerf him. Like, it's no big deal.
Yeah, okay, then let's just unnerf Ragdoll too. Then on Thompson, why not?
To be fair, they buffed your Laura. Okay, after they nerfed your Arda, they buffed your Laura.
That's bullshit.
Now, I mean, if they put the buff back, I mean the nerf back into Arda, I don't think it'd be a problem because the answers to him are still pretty strong. The Lorens and the Lucians.
It seems like every
what about this?
new unit has armor break. Beast Rider, Lauren. Every new unit has an armor break.
Okay, what about this?
Break is a nerf to Artemil.
Give Martina old nerf, like old build back, but we keep Shina nerf. Does that work? Is that viable?
I think Martina's still
Or
fine.
is that too much damage?
I think Martina's still fine though, isn't she? Like the stacks build up pretty quickly.
I mean, I do remember us talking about
I mean, sure, they build up really quickly when people are on triple immunity.
Yeah, but the biggest nerf to that comp was the Shayna speed lead.
Yeah,
right?
that's the big issue. Now you have to put double speed lead.
I think the attack bar reduction is the biggest nerf, is it not?
Like, I remember when we were talking about the twins nerfs, and then we gave suggestions, and they literally took every single one. Not one of them, but they did all of them. And we're like, what the fuck, dude?
The speed lead is the big deal because you still have to, before you pick one speed lead with them, now you have to pick 2 separate speed leads, which takes up your 1 of 5 spots. You know what I'm saying? That's the big deal. That's the big deal, the speed.
Yeah.
Because without speed, the comp means
there's so many good units.
If that comp is slower than you, it's over.
But the speed lead units that you can pick outside of that are really good still.
I mean, I guess a slot.
Maybe if you have a Nephthys, then it's fine. You just pick Nephthys and Vanessa, and you're good.
No, you still need another speed lead with Nephthys because they just banned Nephthys. And
Vanessa.
Right, Vanessa's like a dead unit though in that comp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything's better than a Vanessa in that comp besides the speed lead.
Correct.
That's all Vanessa brings is literally just the speed lead, so it's meaningless. That's what. But
if you don't have the speed lead and you get the attack bar reduction, I mean, you just need one of the two, right?
No, because if you don't have the speed lead, right, and then the other guy goes first, you don't move. Like if the other guy cleaves you back, you're dead.
But the point is, it makes it balanced, right? Like it makes the comp fair to fight, but it makes the comp itself better.
Without the speed lead,
the comp's a dead comp. Player, I will know that it'll be broken for Guild War defense. Right.
Yeah, it would make it tougher for Guild War's defense. Yeah.
I'll just put my best runes on Shina Martina, put it in siege, and I'll just get a lot of wins.
Our last siege, all I saw was Shina Martina's in 4 and 5-star towers. And
I built 4 light jokers for that, and then they nerfed it, so now I never see it again.
Absolutely everywhere. Yeah.
Wow. Rest in peace. Really?
Okay. Let me ask this: when they buffed Antares, what was the buff? Is it just that it increases every time? It doesn't get additional turn. Is that the only buff they did, or did they give him the other buff?
Yeah.
He always got attack buff. He always got crit rate buff.
Yes.
Because I was thinking about reverting it and then seeing if people would still use it. You know what I mean? Because I think still it would be pretty toxic. Yeah, people would still use it
against like the Dianas and the Birds and Sierras. Yeah.
Didn't Fly use it a while ago? Like
Fly used it before all that. Fly was the original one to use it.
Yeah. So what if they did that then? I think people would still use it, but it's not as oppressive as it is now. I don't know. That might not be a bad option.
They made it so oppressive because Diana's so oppressive.
Yeah, it's just that it's like they buffed it. Oh, somebody has a echo. I think it's Thompson.
Really?
I don't know. Somebody has echo.
Of course it's Thompson.
It wouldn't be anybody else. Okay, we're good now though. What? Oh no, maybe we're not good. But anyways, it's like an example of like when they just buff the Antares, they show it to us, right? And since they
Is it better?
Hello?
Check echo.
Yeah, we're
echo.
good. We're good.
Okay.
So it's like they show us the Antares and that they how good it can be, and because it's buff, and then they take that buff back. You know what I mean? I think people would still use it because it brought to light the power of Antares.
Before the buff.
Exactly, but then not as many people were used to seeing it and using it, right? So they could do that. Wouldn't be a bad option, and then we'd have some issue. We wouldn't have so many issues with Antares still. I don't know.
The only reason I used Antares before the buff was because Flaw used it in arena defense, and I was like, wow, this is actually a pretty good unit, because I tried to beat it like for like a whole day. I was like, what's the easiest way to beat this defense? And every time I got close, the thing would just proc twice in a row, and I'd be fucked. I was like, wow, this would be really good against Diana when Diana came out.
What did they nerf for Jean again?
Heal on skill 1. Revenge. You can only heal
they could
when you
definitely
use skill
that
1.
one back.
You can't revenge to heal.
Oh,
he only heals on his turn.
They can bring that back, and I don't know if people would still use Jean though because of the ways to cycle out of the provoke, but I think they could bring that back. That also wouldn't be too bad.
Jean will still be very unusable because of like the Verd and Lawrence everyone has in their accounts.
Right. Actually, that would just make it more toxic for guild wars and stuff. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Verd should get the revenge treatment. Yeah, that's been talked about as well. Right? Doing it for his revenge. But
Telling me Bird can't heal on revenge skill 1? Is that what you're telling me to nerf it?
that's it? Wait, I don't think that's what he's asking.
That was the Jean nerf though. Just on you couldn't heal on revenge.
Oh yeah, they should do that then. Verd can't heal on revenge. There you go. There's a little baby nerf. Sure. So be it.
That's a balanced nerf. I agree.
That's a balanced nerf.
It
Yeah,
was
why not?
totally
Needs more
fine the
than
way
that.
he is. Right?
It needs to get deleted.
Yeah.
What's the
Oh,
new
God.
violent changes? Triple Verd. I've been bringing out more and more.
Triple revenge.
Triple
Verd?
revenge?
Triple Revenge Verd. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I see. Okay.
This guy just needs to get reverted.
Molong.
Yeah.
Molong needs to get reverted.
It must be nice.
I think it'd be good for Guild War D. I reckon it'd be good for Guild War.
I don't know.
Must be
It's
nice.
pretty fun when someone picks a Molong against you, and then like
No, it's not.
it uses skill 2, and your whole team gets done, and everyone in chat just yells pre-nerf Molong, pre-nerf Molong, and you're just depressed because it wasn't on despair because it violent procced.
See, for you guys, all that needs to happen is only one thing. They just have to revert it. For me, they have to revert it, and I need to summon it. See, so I don't know if I agree with this right now.
So what's gonna happen is you're gonna summon it, then they're gonna revert it, and then they're gonna roll back your account.
You know how long I've been doing summons to try to get that one specific Nat 5? I mean, I do summons, not a crazy amount, but a decent amount on my account. It's been 3 years, dude. My wife's account has Molong. Like, the fuck, man? This was like when she quit, she not even logged in for like 2 years.
Sounds
Nuts,
like you have
dude.
a new main.
No way, dude.
Yeah.
No way,
Did
dude.
you have an LD Nat 5?
No, she had Sierra before I had Sierra too. She had Sierra Molong in there. It's also an Asia server though. But anyways, so a good topic here. I like that topic a lot about bringing back pre-nerf units, right? Just to get some discussion going on. Who knows? Maybe they'll take some of the ideas and they'll bring them back, right? Or they'll maybe incorporate it into their new buffs, right? Into some of these units. Moving on to topic number 3. This is a semi-brief one though. I put the topic as 2020 SWC was announced, but it actually wasn't announced. I was told it was announced, but it was not yet. So we're just going to talk about, what you want to see from 2020 SWC. They only announced that in the banners that the season 12 and 13 would count towards SWC participants. So anybody trying to participate season 12 and season 13 will be a part of it. So make sure you guys are try-harding if you guys are trying to get there. What do you guys want to see from this
year? Lucky Madman is gonna have a buffed Leona.
Oh, you gonna go for it, Lucky?
Good luck, Lucky.
I don't know. We'll see.
I think you
see.
can.
I haven't really
dude.
been doing much RTA. I haven't really been doing much. I've only done 12 wins this season.
Lucky's
so far,
too
but-
busy doing
12. I did
know?
29, bro. What's wrong with you?
I was doing regular
Because
arena,
last
yeah.
time was really unfair. He did his match, lost, and then they buffed Leona. It's kind of.
It didn't help anyway because Diligent had Leona anyway. So
Okay, but what happens? But what happens this time if they nerf Leona like mid-season and then you're just fucked?
And
I
then
actually
after
don't
the
pick her
match, they
anyway,
buffed her
so-
again.
I don't think they're gonna nerf. I don't think they're gonna.
And then they
nerf.
buff
no,
her
no, no,
after you didn't qualify. That would be toxic.
yeah, that would be.
But you know,
I think
but
she's fine.
even though
Give it a
even
go
though
though. I
your-
think you do, man.
Even though your opponent had Leona, I think the buff to Leona would have been super good for you because people don't have a response to it yet because it's so new, right?
Yeah.
People didn't know. Oh, Lauren can just counter it or whatever, right? They didn't think about everything yet.
Yeah.
So that would have been really nice for you. I think you can do
Yeah,
it,
that would've
man.
been fun.
I'm rooting for you. I
We'll
think
see,
you can do
we'll
it.
see.
Yeah.
I think the thing with Leona is like she's only really scary if she has like top end G3 runes. Like other than that, she's not really because she needs a lot of stats to be really good.
Yeah, you need high efficiency on her.
And there are a lot of units that are pretty good against her too.
Yeah, you need a lot
fact,
of efficiency on her.
Lauren is just disgusting against her. She's a flat.
I
win.
disagree. I don't feel like you need top end runes. Like I mean, like at a efficiency 95, it's already a force ban in most situations because it's a slot 4 or 5, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
either picking a
because it's
4
a
or
4 or
5,
5.
and you're literally picking it for it to get banned.
Yeah.
True,
Yeah,
true,
that's all.
true.
That's what you're drafting it for. I got to the point where I was like, I gave it my best rune set, and it kept getting banned out, so I just threw spare runes on
Yeah, it
it.
doesn't
I
need,
also
like,
I also
that
feel
kind
like
of
she's
just,
tough to
like,
draft.
friend.
I don't think she's easy to draft because there's so many
She's not
things
easy
that are
to
good
draft.
against her.
Yeah. And there's so
Especially
many
with
now.
Chiwu buff, right? With Chiwu
I
buff,
don't
like
know.
Chiwu is
Is
good
this
against her
like
too.
Gani Hathor meta? Like people go like Gani Hathor, Stripper, Gani Hathor.
But they pick the Chiwu nowadays,
Fran.
right? They pick Gani Hathor Chiwu, and Chiwu actually works against her.
Yeah, but it's not enough. It's not enough. It really not. It doesn't
Even
do
like
enough.
beneficial.
Like,
Like,
Gani Hathor, Chiwu,
Leona
and
will
then,
still
like,
kill
Leona
you.
Warren.
What?
Leona will still kill a Chiwu before Chiwu
Yes.
gets to half health.
Yes.
True, but you are right about
she
the
was
Lauren, though.
she was too unimpactful. You know what I'm saying? It's a counter, yes, to the shield, but it's an unimpactful unit. You know what I'm saying?
It's more that it just gives you that second speed lead, right? I mean, a lot of people run the Gaming Thor. We're going to run like a Sierra, or they're going to run a Lauren and a Verd together.
In the sense that it can't do enough damage to kill Leona without having.
I agree with that. Yeah, the Chiwu is not going to kill her on her own, but it's just like another option to kind of control the shield, right? Because controlling the shield also mitigates her damage output. Exactly so if you control the shield, you don't take nearly as much damage.
But yeah, like you guys are saying, it's hard to draft her because some of the drafts that people do already incorporates things that directly counter her. Like, I mean, Lauren is a very early pick, right?
I said it's easy to draft her and easy to ruin her.
I said she's not easy to draft right now. That was me. I differed in that opinion.
I said she's not easy.
But the only one that has it is Lucky Madman in here.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think? What do you think, Lucky? Do you think she's?
I feel like she's. Right now? I mean, she's always in the back of the mind. Like, you just think of what their draft is, and if they got no armor break or no real threat immediately to her, you just drop her in, and you just know you're going to get your 4 units that you picked earlier, and that's it. And you could just play around that, knowing they're going to ban it out if they don't ever.
In current drafting meta, do you think she fits as a somewhat regular pick?
No, I barely draft her nowadays.
Why? What 3 units are holding her back like crazy?
There's Lauren, Daphnis, and then pretty much if they pick any accuracy lead, it just defeats the purpose of running her with resist, and she just gets locked down and doesn't do anything.
Does Daphnis counter her, or does she counter Daphnis?
No, she gets
shit on.
She gets shit on by Daphnis.
To like, every time I bring Daphnis to kill her, bad stuff happens.
May just gotta make a better Daphnis.
Vanessa, Triana, immunity, stuff like that. You know, just bad stuff happen. Immunity, resistance.
I think Sierra is probably one of the biggest reasons why I don't think she's as strong right now.
I mean, Thompson has Sierra a good point, crazy. I mean, Thompson has a good point though, because when you pick Daphnis into Leona, it only works if they don't have a supporting unit to keep it alive. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can nuke it and it's gone, then it works. Otherwise, you're dead because, let's say the Triana, right? By the time you get a chance to nuke it, like, Leona's already had you stun locked and provoked for 6 turns already.
Yeah, like, man, goodbye, Daphnis. Daphnis is dead.
Well, a lot of those people are running like Fran, Lauren, Daphnis plus like a Shiho and something. That's a very common thing to see, which is why I feel like it's not as easy to draft the Lauren, right? People pick Lauren Daphnis or Fran Daphnis together a ton, so you have a lot of like protection in that comp. Or you have another method of defense.
Shiho counters Lauren. I don't think
Shiho counters Lauren if you Shiho counters Leona if you have a Lauren there very easily.
Based on SWC stats, it does not counter Lauren.
Okay, but SWC stats justify my point earlier when I said it requires G3 top end runes because you're using a top end G3 example only.
Yeah.
Touche. I lost you guys.
On their Leona. I mean, like, it's not that hard to put like leftover 220 sets on the
your leftover Leona. Sets are insane. Don't forget this.
Yeah,
your leftover sets are god true.
That is so true.
Like, your runes are insane.
Yeah,
I would never doubt that. Your leftover runes are like most people's like good rune, like really good runes.
The Beast Rider you saw that I showed you was my Aegir runes. So
yeah, which is insane.
Yeah, you guys. Hey, did you know I did a recent video exposing Make It a Buzz account because he let me? When are we gonna do yours, Thompson?
Thompson has the best barb ever.
Let me know when you'll let me do yours. Yeah, maybe not RTA. I was thinking maybe
he'll never let you expose it.
I was thinking maybe you let us do the regular runes, which you have for Guild Wars and stuff.
Because then everybody will know how slow my Gianna is.
How about
like 240 Gianna?
I won't comment. I know what you're doing. I won't comment.
How about if he wins SWC this year, you get to do an exposing video?
I'd rather, if I win SWC this year, I'd rather stream with my shirt off than expose my account.
Everybody wants to see your account exposed.
We're never going to get 1,000 likes, and I'm not sure if I'll ever win SWC, so it's never happening.
We'll see. We'll see then. We'll talk about it when the time comes. Mm-hmm. Anyways, we had a pretty good discussion on Leona. That's pretty good. I think one other factor is, I mean, don't you ever think about when you're drafting Leona, you're just like, damn, if I bring this unit in, I'm guaranteed to draw. Do you ever think that? Like, in certain drafts, dude, you're like, fuck, I can't beat this guy. Shit, let me just draft Leona, because, like, this will be a draw for sure.
Like, I mean, sometimes you just hit auto. You just know it's in the
Well, that goes back to something like what me and Thompson were talking about earlier. Thompson played a match yesterday or this morning, and the guy drafted Tetra. What was it? Tetra,
Oh
Alucia,
my god! Don't even talk, dude.
Rakuni.
Oh,
Juno.
Did you draw the match?
No, the worst part is he picked Chow last pick, and I banned the Chow. But I'm like, oh fuck! Like I should have just not banned the Chow to speed up the game, right? But I banned the Chow. Now I'm stuck with like 4.
So there's two sides to that story. The one side is the guy knows he has no chance of beating Thompson. Might as well be an asshole and waste his time.
Oh my god! And he draw.
Right? The other side of the story is hoping that Thompson quits. You know what I'm saying? Because it's taking too long.
Thompson never quits.
Because literally that game the guy cannot win, but Thompson can't win either until Arda's at full stacks and HP's dropped by like 50%. Then Thompson can actually kill something. Because all the units self-heal. They just keep self-healing each other. Everybody's healing each other nonstop. And
correct.
You can't do anything to it. You know what I'm saying?
One of the first times I was playing, right? And like for the first 5 minutes, I don't even care who I was attacking. I was just like, I hit first skill that, first skill that, first skill that.
It wouldn't make a difference. Because whatever you attack is going to heal up to full until the diminishing returns come, you know?
This reminds me of a funny story from this weekend. Thompson, do you remember at the meetup, a guy named Daniel Beast, he showed you his Necro team because he took number 1 Necro record on my tablet?
Okay.
Remember? He beat Celtic Rowan using a team like that. So his team is Fedora with 3 buff extenders and a Garo. And Celtic Rowan banned the Garo, and he had infinite endure buff for the entire fight and just whittled every unit down one by one. That is like the equivalent of what you fought, except all healers.
Wow, so like Miang keeping the endure buff going?
So he uses Miang, the Wind, Apicion Priest, the Dark Apicion Priest, Fedora, and then just something that people are scared of, so they ban. And he literally has endure indefinitely through the entire fight. So either you draw or you kill everyone on the enemy.
So you just ban Fedora and he can't win ever. Got it.
Basically.
Gross.
So like, it's always funny that people actually do comps like that.
Who thinks about that? Like, if I can't win, then let's not lose. Like, who the hell thinks of that? If I can't win, let's just not lose.
When I can't win, I just hope to lose as fast as possible. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
He does have the #1 global Necro record, so, you know, he's a beat.
Yeah, he's a thinker. That's true.
I'm not trying to waste time, bro. I can't even do 2 wings a day, bro. I'm not trying to waste 20 minutes on one.
All right,
those people, the triple immunity comps are frustrating. They just make matches take so long.
Absolutely.
Minimum 40%. It's like.
So that brings me to the topic here of what do we want to see this year from SWC, and something that I've seen in RTA for E7 where I inspired some inspiration is, don't they have, Tyler, correct me if I'm wrong because I know you play E7 as well, they have reduced healing as the battle goes on in E7 RTA?
Reduced healing and increased damage.
Right. So what if they did reduced healing in RTA as well? Like, would that be something of interest? Like, would
then
that
it'll just be no more healers, and it'll just be all cleave teams.
No, not necessarily, because it's only until the long run.
I don't use any healers in my team, so yes.
Right. So in the long run,
Thompson buff.
Right. In the long run, you don't run healers would not be as beneficial, so you don't get these draw games as often.
So yes, it would be helpful in some senses because you would have people who build, who use these teams that just build like full support that don't do as well. Mm-hmm. However, I think a lot of people will just adjust by building crit damage.
Trying to nerf my Yunhong again, bro? Is that what you're trying to do here?
People will just adjust by building crit damage on all of their supports, which is what people kind of do already nowadays. Crit damage Veladril, crit damage Triana.
You're trying to nerf my Artemil again, bro?
I don't think it would make that much of a difference. Well, the thing is, like, so when we talk about like Fran heals or Alucia heals, like, sure, they would heal less, but they still do things like they cleanse. They still do things like they push attack bar. I still think the attack, HP dropping versus the heal dropping is more effective.
Yeah. Why do they do both?
Because then it makes those support units kill. Like if you reduce healing, right? The support units can't kill anything anyway, right? Like you're not going to soul anybody.
They reduce healing and they increase damage. It's not attack up; it's just damage up. So I think it's just a raw like you get 10 per. Your damage is multiplied by 1.1.
I don't know how E7 works, but in this game, like units that don't do damage, like truly don't do damage.
Whoa,
don't do damage later either.
What is this?
So it's like only the way you can kill something is something that has lower HP than before. Like if it's just like increased damage and reduced healing, you're not gonna be able to kill it. Like what supports? Like 2 supports wouldn't be able to 2v1 Yunhong, for example, with reduced healing. You know, even with reduced healing, but the fact that Yunhong's health can go down and all of a sudden something can crit for like 10k, that kills it because Yunhong just dropped down to like 12k HP. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I don't think the reduced healing is as
I think you'd have to do both.
HP.
You'd have to do reduced healing and reduced HP.
Yeah, then it's like super. Then it's like nobody would ever use any healing. Then I don't think anybody use any healing.
Okay, so reduced healing, it's like you lose 10% of your heal, then you lose 20% of your heal, then you lose 30% of your heal, right? Matches have to go on for quite a while, and also in Epic 7, that like battle frenzy stage, like it happens a lot faster. No, it happens way faster in E7 than it does. Yes, the first battle phase is after like the first 2 rounds.
Oh,
like the first 2 rounds, and then it's 10%, and then like another 2 rounds is 20%. Like it goes by really fast.
I think they maybe should get rid of pre-ban.
Really?
Why shouldn't you have access to your full account when you're playing?
Right. So the ragdoll users should use ragdoll every time.
So I play all season, right? Using ragdoll. Why do I have to not have ragdoll now? I don't think that's, to people that have like a ton of LDs, it's not a big effect. People don't have enough. Like the guy only has a ragdoll. He's there because of his ragdoll. Now he doesn't get to use ragdoll. It's kind of stupid, I think so.
That's strictly just for skill capping. Having a ban option is just a skill capping thing. It inherently raises.
I would even say they should have more than one ban.
They might add a mid ban.
Yeah, I was thinking they probably going to add another one.
I'm okay with
adding another.
They're going to add even more bans.
No, Thompson's saying having a pre-ban and a mid-ban. I think that would be.
On top of that, they might have another ban.
Yeah.
I think a mid-ban would be nice.
I think it just adds for more diverse gameplay. If you're the best,
Would it be nice? Would it be nice?
Entirely just diversive gameplay as well. It's like it changes strategy so much. You have to think so many different directions and so many more steps ahead. Right. They just want to increase the skill ceiling without having to actually change the game mechanics.
Now, I think adding in the mid ban is something that'd be nice, but it doesn't necessarily have to be for regular RTA at all. It doesn't have to be for regular RTA. It can just be for tournament. That could be. That's fine. Right? If it's just for, entertainment value, I would be more entertained by having a pre-ban and a mid-ban. It would be so fun to like think about what they're doing, and it makes the watching experience that much crazier. And it's fair for all of them technically. To a certain extent, it should be fair for all of them. Since they all get to ban 2 units each. That's 4 units out of the pool. Right? And that leads, like I said, to more diversive gameplay so we can watch crazier stuff, right?
And having the ban like after the first 3 picks as well diversifies the difference between having like being able to just ban out 2 units right away that just shut down a comp and being able to pick a stomping comp, right? You can kind of pick into your own. You know what I mean though? Like if let's say you're a Leona user. Well, let's use the example we just talked about.
Too many bans is too crazy though, bro.
You ban Lauren and you ban Daphne. But the more bans you add, the higher the skill ceiling becomes for the game, right?
The more bans you add, the higher the retarded units get more retarded.
You mean the craziest ones get crazier? Why is that?
Like the crazier Hathor is, the more bans you have, the stronger Hathor becomes, right?
True. If it goes through.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Yeah. Because you can see and read how people do things based on their bans and their picks, right? Being able to read your opponent based on like what they've picked in what order and what they've banned in what order is really important because you understand what their strategy is going to be. Right?
I prefer what the guy Uncle Sam's saying in chat, like draft 6 ban 2 versus a pre-ban. I really don't like the pre-ban thing.
Oh, you don't.
Well, the pre-ban changes every round as well.
After,
right?
I see.
The pre-ban still changes afterwards, regardless.
Yeah, Wycos just wants to use his Yunhong, guys. Can you stop pre-banning his fucking Yunhong?
Well, you're guaranteed.
Let's be real, Wycos.
Exactly.
Right in the second match, every single time.
I just think it takes too long. Like the pre-ban is like it's just a cancer. The pre-ban, you know what I'm saying?
It does take a while. Yeah.
It punishes the guy with no units.
So let's start again. We're not talking about just like ladder play with extra bans, right? We're talking strictly in tournaments, correct?
Tournament, yeah.
Like tournament
but it's not as fun.
Everyone in chat can stop
for people watching too.
Adding it to ladder.
No, yeah. But it's not as fun for people watching either, right? Like, I want to watch Thompson because of Gianna, Arda, Nefties. But every time I watch Thompson, he's missing Nefties, or missing Gianna, or missing Arda. It's not fun. I don't want to watch it.
I want to watch Thompson use Gianna, Arda.
Shut up, Thompson. Yeah. Of course, I knew you were going to say that. Shut up, Thompson.
I'm mad right now. I am every single match. Right? Yeah. There's no fun or diversity or interest in watching the exact same shit stomp every single game because everyone can use the exact same thing and never get a ban out of it. right? Because Thompson has an insane comp and insane runes. I can never ban one of his units. He literally always will beat me, no matter what. I have zero chance to win, right? Or like XYZ people have zero chance to win. Yeah, but I can't change the strategy of the match at all because it's always fixed to be the same thing.
No, but
so if Thompson has a comp that beats me at a high rate, he never has to change it.
But I'm not reducing your bans. I'm just saying no pre-ban, give you 2 bans later. You can still ban Gianna Nefties, but at least it gives you an option of maybe I want to break up the Gani Hathor combo or something.
But pre-banning forces a specific first pick, whereas that specific force pick doesn't come out if you ban afterwards. So, for example, if I ban Ganymede, you have to choose, okay, do I want Hathor or Okeanos, right? But if you have the free choice, you just pick Gani, and then I have to ban it later on, and then do I take Hathor and Okeanos? It changes the order of things like a lot.
I think
there's much more strategizing if you ban later. That's all.
It's different. It's a different thought. But the thing is, I just usually correlate it to like League, right? I think that's what people always give examples of League. I think League right now is like 3 bans, 3 picks or something, and then like 2 more bans or something like that. So people are copying off of other games that are already doing it. But I think your way of banning would be interesting as well and would change the dynamic as well. But it would be a different kind of like thing to watch. It would be a different, I don't know. Maybe they could try that in Guild Wars. I don't know. That'd be interesting, like a Guild Wars one. I really hope they do something for you guys again for Say Swag, right, and stuff like that. Do like an actual Guild Wars battle this year. That's what I would like to see at SWC instead of just the RTA tournament. I want to see. I would like exhibition.
To see a Mobile Masters again.
Yeah,
Masters idea, Thompson.
Yeah, I mean, there's Mobile Masters. He's not necessarily saying Mobile Masters. He's talking more like just like a celebrity match. You know what I'm saying? Like, not exactly for the prizes or for the same setup or same layout. Just like a streamers tournament kind of thing, or celebrity kind of tournament.
Whoa. If it's a streamers tournament, I have to be in it because I'm a consistent streamer.
You have to stream to be streaming on the streaming tournament, bro.
That's me right here.
How many times you streamed this week?
Don't worry about it.
How many times you streamed last week?
Don't worry about it. All right.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
If you checked out his stream, you would know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I actually see every stream that's always live for Summoners War. You'd be surprised how many streams I lurk in. I literally see everybody. There's like nobody I don't see. So trust me when I say I do not see you stream,
bro.
Yeah.
Back to the banning. I think
banning.
I think pre-ban is okay, but adding a mid-ban in between the pre-ban, I'm not sure about that. Because like you still get a ban at the end of all the bans,
Right. Yeah, the thing with the mid-ban too, it disrupts everything too, right? It kind of ruins the guy's combo. Like you already took out his key unit with the pre-ban.
Having to ban a unit at the very end and having to ban a unit at the beginning, I could see that happening. But
we don't. No, but then that would be diverse battles now. We would see
and I don't agree, and I also don't agree that like the more you ban, the more complicated it gets. Then let's just ban like 10 units and the game will be the hardest it could be. I don't think it works like that. It's just not fun to watch anymore.
Maybe not 10, but just 2 and then 1 at the end.
What I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. With too many bans, it makes it not
like
fun
the more you ban, the harder the game gets, or whatever, or
right,
the more strategy.
It kind of forces.
That's not true,
Doesn't it?
Then let's just ban 6 units and see how intricate the game gets.
Right, but it forces you to take what you want early because you want to take what you want. Like let's say they ban your Nefties, right, and you want to use Gianna, you better take it now because the second ban might be Gianna. So that really changes how you draft. And
I'm just saying, like, imagine,
but also it ruins synergies, though, right?
That's the point. It's designed to ruin synergies. It's designed to force you to think about other playstyles and other options. It's designed very specifically to make you think.
But if that's the case, then it limits your initial pick pool too. Because let's say this unit only works well with this unit.
True.
If there's a chance it's getting mid-banned, you can't pick that. So that's another unit that's technically pre-banned already.
But that's the reason why it's all about tournament play and trying to differentiate who the best players are by making you think that way. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's
really actually it gives an advantage too. It actually gives an advantage to players that are not the top of the top rune quality because the top of the top rune quality people have some of their best units like Ragdoll and Rune on high efficiencies, and if they get banned out, then these other units that they have to use don't have as high efficiency or rune sets, right, as the other ones. So that could
Ragdoll doesn't take runes from any monsters.
Okay, I know. And just as an example, okay, Gianna then. Let's just say Gianna Nefties, okay? Has some of your best Vile sets or whatnot. Then you lose that, then you're out that set, right? And now you have to use a secondary set of units. So that's definitely of interest. Right? I'm always all about shaking it up, right? Making it different. I'm always down for that. rather than making it stale, right? I don't think I'd like to watch SWC year to year if it was exactly the same. So yeah, and I would say so far every year it's been different slightly.
I don't.
Right?
I wouldn't mind a shakeup, but like I said, like the more you do, if the shakeup's going to be ban related, then it just ruins the viewing experience for the fans, I think.
Interesting. We'll continue to talk about it and see what we can brainstorm.
What about
my saying is that like even if you pre-ban, you get a pre-ban 3 units, and then mid-ban you get to ban another 3 units, and at the end of taking all the units, you get to ban 2 more units.
That's too many though.
Any more fun.
Okay.
That's too many though. That's too many though. 6 is too many.
But
2 is fine.
Like, okay, like 4, 6, 2, 20. Like
there's a difference. There is a difference though.
What's the cap? You know, what's the cap on how
2's good.
You can ban?
2's good.
I think
2's a good cap.
Yeah, so right now is that 2?
Ban is fine. I think it's fine.
No, right now it's at 1.
I think 2 bans is
pre-ban, and then you ban a monster at the end.
The ban at the end doesn't count as a pre-ban though. The ban at the end, the ban at the end doesn't change your draft that much. You're still drafting.
So you want SWC form? So you want SWC format to ban 2, and then at the end you ban another monster? Yeah, I mean that's okay too. You know.
Yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want. In my opinion.
There will be no more Ganny Hathor. That's kind of fun. That'll be
true.
Two things. One, we've gotten very, very off track because we're using extreme examples to counter every argument, which is not a very good way to push it.
I didn't use that extreme example, but I just didn't agree with you saying that the more I use that example because you said that the more bans, the more strategy it requires. But I didn't think that's true. That's why I'm using the extreme example.
It's not true because I didn't say that there's a limit to that. It's true in a small setting.
I guess like
the
what
more
you meant was
add up to,
it would be more strategic with 2 bans, not like 3 or 4 or more. You just meant 2.
No. I'm saying 2 bans before the end of the draft would be a higher skill capping than 1 ban before the end of the draft.
Okay, it's just not everything. I get it.
I'm not saying like 5 units banned would be. It could be 5 units banned could be, but that's also pushing a limit where you're pushing a very high extreme. You're pushing for something that is extremely different than what
You know who would be really fun if they implement like a pre-ban, a mid-ban for like just like maybe like a Mobile Masters or like a Guild vs Guild, just to test it out and see if like that format is like fun to watch, you know?
That's what they should do with the special leagues. Yeah, I like this banter here. Keep going. Don't stop. This is good. We gotta get these conflicts so that we can, I like it when it gets heat up. You know, what's good, Miley?
To be honest, I've been in a tournament with the Guild vs Guild, and the Guild vs Guild was kind of like that. You couldn't use about like 16 units because like the monsters Hua or Patrick wants to use, whereas like 12 units that you cannot use. You know what I mean? It was kind of cool in a team scenario. That was really interesting.
I think if you go back to like the viewership numbers, that was where like the streams really peaked in terms of viewership. It was all Guild v Guild content. Not many people actually stayed and watched the rest of the fights.
Yo, the Guild vs Guild.
Guild v Guild was actually really exciting.
They were really.
It was actually really.
Cool. It was cool. You were in it. I had to play. Did I have to play against you?
I think the best thing with Guild vs Guild is that the fact that you could see units that aren't usually being used because there's 10 units that are out of the question.
Was it just me, or last year's Guild vs Guild was not that interesting? I mean, with like I don't know why. You know
what they should do more?
Thompson wasn't in it.
No, it's not that. I mean, I think it was a Diana Proc away from not that interesting. I mean, I rewatched
that's really what did it.
And all the comments was just toxic, like, "Oh, stupid game, Diana Procs, blah blah blah." Right?
It's always gonna be like that, though.
The thing with the Guild vs Guild this year is that all the procs and stuff got too one-sided. You know what I'm trying to say? Like everything was completely leaned that way.
Yeah.
You know,
that Diana went
retarded on Roman, and then in my game, I missed the sleep on the only unit that mattered. You know what I'm saying? Like, it all shifts that way, it's not fun to watch because it's dictated right away by that one play. You know, that one play dictated the whole match. You know.
I think the other thing is that what MT said in chat as well.
Yeah,
there was only two guilds. Like before, it was actually 4 guilds competing for.
Agreed.
One finish. You know what I mean?
There was a lot more hype when there was 4 guilds. A lot more hype. There's a lot more like pre-game banter. There was banter the whole weekend before, you know.
They need to do that. They need to. I'm not gonna lie. They need to film a little bit more like cringy like banter between the guilds, like "Oh, you suck" or something like that. I would enjoy watching that. Can you just
trash
imagine?
talking would be so
good. like fun trash talking.
Yeah, like the whole weekend. You know, Ryujin. You know, I know Ryujin in real life. You know, but the whole weekend he's jumping at me and Thompson, talking about how he's gonna beat us and embarrass us, stuff like that. and then we chopped up his 2 teammates so fast he didn't get to play. You know what I mean? It's fun.
Whoa,
you know,
dirty move, man.
Yeah, he put himself in the anchor spot, but you got to get to the anchor. You know what I'm saying? And he got chopped. These teammates got chopped up. You know.
Yeah,
I
like to watch that.
That leads to a lot more fun. You know what I mean? We had little bullshit bullshit arguments and fights and over the weekend. It's fun.
Those videos they made. Like the epic fail video was so nice. Like they're like, oh, we fail and we'll fail again, and we win and we triumphant and stuff like that. That was really cool.
I like that. They need to do more. That's the entertainment that I like to see. Of course, the competitiveness, but
I feel like guild is a big part of this game. Like it's a big like family, you know. Yeah. And if they want to like people to play this game and be in guilds, like versus farming guilds, then they should like
Yes, I agree with Thompson. They need to emphasize more guild
on guild stuff,
tournament based, right? Because that leads people to say, "Oh, I want to stay in my guild because I have a chance to compete for my guild, or I get a chance to watch my teammates compete." You know what I mean? Versus, I'll go to a farming guild and who cares? You know what I mean? Like it
now
just makes it like more camaraderie and stuff. Like that.
Lucky might be like, I'm going to join Absolute Void now because, they're like, whatever. Or Tyler is going to be like, I'm going to join Malicious now or stuff like that. It'll be kind of cool.
They also need to do it so that it can be worldwide because they only did it for US guilds. Unfortunately, they only did it for US guilds. Imagine if they did it for Asia guilds, man. We would whoop your ass. We would whoop your ass if they did Asia guilds, man.
No, you know what, Brian?
We'd have whooped you.
I was just at Taiwan and they did a team battle in Taiwan. It's just like, they did a 3v3. It wasn't guild. I wasn't sure if it's guild. Maybe it is guild, but they did like a 3v3. You pick like 3 friends and you guys go up there and battle. It was really cool. Cool.
I think back when they first did it, our guild was hyped up about it. Delicious, we're hyped up, man. We had like some of the top players, like all the Device and all them were like, when they were still playing, they're all top, right? Yeah. But then they only allowed US guilds, so we weren't able to compete because we wanted Delicious in there. And I think we would have stomped you guys. Just saying. I mean, Asia Guild is pretty strong. Pretty strong.
They should do like top 4 guilds for like the big servers.
Is OP.
A lot of them are AFK now, but they're OP, dude. They're pretty OP on some of the players. Yeah, a lot of them are just more lax now. They have families now.
I thought they were gonna do too with the guild versus guild thing was, for the year before when we won in LA, they flew us out to Korea and we competed against Barcode. You know what I mean?
Right.
I thought whoever won in LA was gonna get flown out to Europe to compete against whatever Europe's top guild is. You know what I mean? Like,
Europe. I thought that would have been nice. True. Like Europe has some pretty strong guilds.
Yeah, Europe's terrible.
They got some strong guilds though.
Europe probably has the most competitive guild wars.
Yeah, they have the most competitive guild wars. Maybe not RTAs as strong, but
guild wars.
They have the most amount of players that care about guild content.
They're like 50 maliciouses over there on EU servers. It's pretty much what it is. Is what it is. That's what it is.
I don't know.
They have like 7 guilds.
That are very passionate about guild war.
They're very passionate about it.
Yeah, just not this guy.
Yo, you're strong, man. He's too lazy to re-ruin his account for Guild War.
Seishizo says they only have 2 guilds now. I mean, because it died out, right? It's not as even Asia server the guilds died out because it just got stale. That's all it is. But there used to be a lot. Yeah, I'm not surprised if there's only 2.
Let's not talk about what's already happened. Let's just talk about the present.
Yes. All right, we're gonna move on to the next topic here. We can continue talking about whatever. I'm gonna open to I'm gonna open to open discussion though. So whatever you guys want to talk about, go ahead.
What's up, Tyler? What did you say?
Do you think if you had to put a percentage on it, what percentage would you say at summoners where RTA is skill?
Whoa, that's
in your personal opinion. What percentage would you say is skill?
Before you continue this question, what's the categories here? Skill, monster,
whatever else you want it to be.
Whatever else you want it to be. I'll give you my
opinion. You give me a number and you give me what you think it is, and you can break down the rest of it if you want to.
You want my opinion? I'll give it first then. All right, let me give my opinion first.
Okay.
All right.
Brian's gonna say 22.
There is 3 factors, okay? Monster box, rune quality, and skill. I think they are all evenly. Hear me out. All 1/3. Now, if you are really, really good and have a lot of a big monster box, you are 33%. If you have crazy runes, you are another 33%. And if you are decently skilled, you get a percentage of whatever that 33% is, and that total will give you your grade: a B+ player, an A- player, or an A+. I think it is all even, but it's how high on each one, because you need all of them to be able to do it. If you don't have a good monster box, you can't do it. If you have a good monster box, but you're a Papega player, you also cannot do it. It's impossible. You can give Thompson's account to a fighter player that has not really played the game and doesn't have the knowledge of the game, and they're not going to do anything with it compared to, let's say, Lucky with, you know, his account, which is decent, right? But not like Thompson's. Lucky will beat him a lot of the time. That's my opinion.
Okay, what do you think, Lucky?
I think it just mainly comes down to rune depth.
Aw, it's a cute kid.
Aw. Now I'm distracted.
Go ahead.
Kids are cute.
Kids are cute.
It comes down to runes.
So it comes down to mainly. If I was to put it down to a percentage, it would be. I feel like it's a really hard question to answer. I feel like it comes
no
down
cop outs. I want your answer.
I know.
Yeah, you give your opinion.
Come down to
give your opinion.
If you want to think about it a little longer, we can move on.
Yeah, I'll think about it a little bit longer if Thompson's already.
I think skill's the majority.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like over 50%?
I would say 50, 25, 25, if those are the three categories.
Okay, I'm letting you define the categories however you want. You can have 3, you can have 15. As long as you just
I had 3.
Go with the basics. Skills, right? Skill, we'll go with monsters and runes, right? Monsters and runes obviously play a big part. Hi, everybody. Monsters are a big part, but skill, like a lot of the battle is pick ban. You know, 40% of your battle is pick ban. Like Thompson in the finals, the last match, right? He made a mistake with the pick ban.
Last pick
the only reason why he lost.
Just stab the knife. Just stick the knife in it.
So he lost because of pick ban, right? It had nothing to do with monsters.
Half a skill, right?
Half a skill, without a doubt.
And you're saying the majority of the skill category is pick and ban?
Majority of skill category is pick and ban, yeah.
Okay,
I actually forgot one factor. I forgot one factor of luck. I don't know what percentage it is, but I think there's a small percentage of
factor.
Luck. Luck is a percentage in there too. Yes, it plays
22%.
Right. Sure, we can put it at 22 then. Sure. That's actually not a bad
What's
percentage.
yours, Thompson? What do you think?
Playing in SWC in the Guild Wars Guild the year before, playing this year, and so forth, and watching people play on stream, like how you play the game makes a big difference. Your experience and how you play the game, you know, like some people I could watch on stream and they'll lose like 1 or 2 matches and they'll get very tilted, and like, you know, rage will never lead you down, you know, a very collective focused path, right? So then I feel like your personality matters too, you know, and all that.
Yeah, big time.
Experience. And
another big factor is another big factor in this year's finals was the fire breathing dragon they hit under the table.
Yeah. Yeah,
that was unless you were there, you wouldn't know, but like what Patrick said,
heaters,
like,
right? Or something.
Put it this way. First of all, the arena was 119 degrees. There was no AC. There was 1,000 hot, sweaty nerds inside there. There was 0 AC because they had to keep the fog machines foggy, keep the room foggy because they couldn't turn on the air. So it was hot as hell. You could die in there, literally. Then under the table that they're playing on, after the match was over, Thompson goes, "Yo, Patrick," he goes, "Go by the seat and feel the fire-breathing dragon." I go over there. It feels like you're sitting inside of a furnace, like inside of a furnace.
Unless you're there, you would.
Like if you played like 3 matches in a row, your legs will come out medium well. You know what I'm saying?
That's God. Yeah, you could cook a steak over there.
Eating quality. You could fry eggs under that thing.
Jeez Louise.
That's insane, dude.
Like what Patrick said, you know, I made it to the last round, right? And at the last round, I choked and I banned the wrong unit and I lost the game, right? So how you ban matters a lot, obviously, and that requires skill. Your experience and your how you play on the stage matters a lot too, like who you pick, you know? Because I think at the G3 level, when my runes and Lucky's runes or my runes and your runes are all the same, and we have a fair amount of monsters, like me and Judas, he has Viva Chell. He has Viva Chell, I had Nefties. He has Ragdoll, I have Gianna. So like at the end of the day, like we're very similar. But
segueing what Thompson's saying is like your demeanor has a lot to do with it. You know, not losing your
matters
cool.
a lot.
Yeah, not losing your cool. Not getting too nervous. Right. You know what I'm saying? Nerves play a big part of it.
If you're talking about you being a C1 versus me being a G3 and you're playing against me, you're gonna lose every time. But if you're talking about like we're both G3, at the end of the day, it's just like it's a really close call. It's a lot of skill involved.
Right,
it just depends, you know.
Let me just clarify. You're talking specifically tournament play, right?
Yeah, because it can be regular ladder
like more tournament play.
Sorry,
I was talking about the game in RTA before, but you can apply the exact same idea to tournament. And it'll still be the exact same.
Well, tournament has a couple other factors.
I kind of feel a little bit different because I guess when trying out the tournament play versus doing ladder climbing, I feel like with tournament play you can be very specific about the way you approach it because you know who you're going to be fighting or most likely going to be fighting. You know what their monster like. You'll do the research to find out what their monster box is, and you'll figure out how to ruin your comp that way.
Yeah.
Whereas ladder climbing, you have to be ready for pretty much everything. And it means you need to spread your runes out a lot more, which means like my monster box, my rune depth isn't anywhere near what Thompson's would be. So you could rune up maybe 3 times as many monsters as I can. Whereas for tournament play, it's a bit more direct. I can rune directly based on
which is why I also talk to some people too. And like even Thompson, I spoke to him about this too, like during the tournament. I'm like, a lot of times people get too fixated on runing for who you're fighting against. You know what I'm saying? But if you think about it, right? All the people competing for SWC, they have like 70 to 80% win rates on ladder, right? On ladder, you can't prepare for who you're fighting against, right? So you just go with your flow, and you at 75%, you're still winning 3 out of 4, which is good enough to win every tournament, you know? So people get a little too fixated on who they're fighting against, and if they just treated it more like ladder a little bit, I feel like they'd be a lot less stressed and a little bit more successful.
Patrick, that's great advice because one of the reasons Diligent took an L was because he didn't do his research on his first opponent.
Fair.
Boss.
Yeah. Because, I mean, he has a crazy monster box and crazy runes. It just came down to, because you have the tournament factor, the nerves, the research, and I would even say the knowledge. I mean, he's a good player.
He was also holding back a set to play against me. Like, he was holding back a 320 Swift will set. What the?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like he was so worried about the second round that he forgot to just play the first round. You know what I mean?
Who did he play?
Like in theory, Boss he lost to.
Boss. Oh yeah.
Like in theory, he should never lose to Boss. You know what I'm saying? Or at least not favored to lose to him. You know?
Yo,
but Boss beat him like a baby. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy good.
Yeah, Diligent account's insane, dude.
It's insane.
Diligent got like a bunch of quad speed runes like right before the tournament happened too. Like his account is ridiculously insane. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and he lost to somebody that he shouldn't have lost to. Not to take anything from Boss, he's a good player. You know what I'm saying? But you know, good player and great account is two different things. You know what I mean? But he was so fixated, like Tom said, he held back 3 sets on monsters he wouldn't use against Boss just to put them on units that he waited for Thompson for. You know, which. Like I said, it's over preparing because if he would just played normally, he should have dominated him with all his LDs and stuff like that.
So that's like a prime example of like people are always like, oh, you have the craziest runes in the craziest box, you're just guaranteed the best. You're just the most pay to win. Right. Yeah. But look at that
demeanor, the demeanor is a big deal.
Between Diligent's account and Boss's account, I mean, no disrespect to Boss, but Diligent's account is way more insane. We were comparing like a C3 to a C1.
Diligent's a perennial top 10, top 5 player. Like perennial top 5, top 10 player.
And but I really want to hear what is your opinion on this. I
want Lucky's number. I want Lucky's numbers first. What are your numbers, Lucky?
If we're talking tournament play, I'd say it comes to about 70% skill.
I think it's 70% skill. Okay.
I reckon 70% skill. If you want to quantify it, I'd say about 70% skill.
In the current state of the game, with the way that the structure of matches are, so pick bans, best of 3, and the way pre-ban changes between can't pre-ban it and you can't consecutively pre-ban. I think that monsters and I actually put monsters and runes together, to be honest, because at the level we're talking about, I don't think it's necessarily important to differentiate them. I think monsters and runes are about a 30 to 35%. I think that luck is about 25%. And I also think that I think that most... So it's hard for me to say between skill because I think the skill is very broken up into different categories. I actually don't think that Summoner's War is an extremely high skill game. Mainly because there are so many factors that force you to think on the fly, and there are so many factors that you have absolutely no control over. It can be, depending on how much you're willing to prepare for it. So the skill category can definitely push higher and further than most people. But the reason I brought up this is because I wanted to know how much percentage of skill you guys felt like the game was. Brian saying it's about 30%, you said? Like 33?
I think it's all kind of even. But if I had to leave, if you're talking about tournament, see, there's a difference with ladder and tournament.
See,
right?
That's kind of why I was talking about ladder first. Yeah, but I mean, the conversation is more about tournament play. That's
if it's tournament, then it's gonna fall more on skill. And when I put
more like 50, then okay. So let's just say we're talking about 50 then here, right? We're unanimously saying skill is about 50 to 60%, right? Mm-hmm. We can all kind of agree to that number.
Yeah.
If I told you that we could change something in the game that brought that skill cap up to like 75-80% and made runes and monsters less relevant, would you want that or would you not want that?
Depends on what it is.
I feel like
that doesn't matter. Answer the question.
I feel like if they
I wouldn't want that.
You
wouldn't want the green to be higher skill.
I wouldn't want that. Reason being, because that brings back to an equal and punishes people that spend more. I'm very against punishing people that spend more.
But the thing is that if you want to go towards more competitive gameplay, that needs to happen. If you want it to be an eSport, that needs to happen.
That's not a guarantee.
But if you don't want it to be an eSport, then it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah. Wait a minute, 1 minute, right? That is not a guarantee. Increasing skill does not mean that people who pay more do worse.
No, you just said that making. I'm not saying increasing skill. But by increasing skill, you said that you're reducing monsters and runes, right? And who has better monsters and runes? The free-to-play guy? Well, it's a bad argument for me because I pay a lot and I still have bad monsters.
It's the luckier guy. Let's just be real. It's the luckier guy.
Right, well, luckier guy. That's fine. That's what I mean. But when you spend money, you have a higher chance.
The ratio between players of having good runes versus not good runes doesn't change.
Okay. So continue your statement then before we continue this argument.
If you increase skill cap requirement, you've now given every player who is very strategic or very good at analyzing the game a better chance to make every match more interesting.
Right, but what do you do by doing
that? What's your suggestion for it?
It's literally the one mid ban. The one mid ban forces two things. One, it forces a change of strategy in the middle of a draft. And two, before the draft even starts, it forces you to think of 3 different directions instead of 2.
Right, but what it also does is it makes certain picks unpickable, though.
But
no,
it also
you
makes
can still pick it.
It also
you
makes
can pick it because
things
it's every
better.
other. It's every other white.
It just gives you more.
What I mean is you can't pick something that's a combo. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes, you can.
There's still combos.
And those units don't have to be combos.
There is no combo because you pick because certain units don't work without being a combo.
But then you can't.
Like what? Give me an example.
Bird Lauren.
What doesn't work without being a combo? Both those units are insane by themselves. You know that's true.
I'm just giving you an example. I'm not arguing.
Give me an example of a combination of units that doesn't work by themselves, but are good. Are insane.
If you pick Ganny, right, and somebody then proceeds to, and you can't get Hathor and you can't get Oki now because there's 2 bans, right? Is Ganny still a great pick? Great pick?
You very well can be. You have lots of options with Ganny. You can Ganny Bastet. You can Ganny tons of things. You can Ganny whatever LD you have. You can Ganny Gianna. You Ganny Nephthys. Okay. You have tons of options. I want to reward people who are really, really good at the game. Which
Ding dong, I think it's dinner time.
Spend a lot of money. Thompson spends a lot of money on the game and is extremely good at it.
I'll also tell you this though, you'll never like rewarding people that are really good at the game. You also need to worry about like a bigger problem, which is like no matter how skillful you are, that accuracy and resistance, like if
that's why luck is always a factor, right? Luck will always be a factor.
If you're very skillful and you could assume what's going to land will land or won't land, then it's a pretty balanced game. But if you assume like okay, like
so there's a
armor break, I'm a bomb, I'm gonna kill off a unit, and that unit doesn't die, whoa, then no matter how good you are,
the other issue to playing into what you're saying too is right. It's very important. The thing is too with the game is that when you're on stage and you're competing, your nerve level is running retardedly high. Those 30 seconds feel like 3 seconds, and now you're adding another element to it where you can't even think and process properly to begin with. I think that causes more problem and pressure than bringing up skill level.
I also feel like you're talking more about ladder right now, Tyler, and I was talking about tournament, right?
if you practice it on ladder, you'd be good at it.
If you're advocating for a mid ban in ladder, not tournament, oh my god, I'd rather do mid ban in tournament than
it should.
ladder.
I think it should be in tournament more than it should be in ladder. I think it should be like it should be brought into a special league. Obviously,
pre-ban in ladder.
I agree.
The order I think you should go in is you test it in special league, and then you consider bringing it into a tournament. I don't think any of these things should go to ladder. Ladder should just be ladder.
Ladder should be ladder, yeah.
It's worth testing, but this is what I'm trying to tell you, that like the G3s will still be G3 and the G2s will still be G2 and G1s will still be G1. If you want to fix that, the accuracy and resistance is a little bit more important than a mid.
There's a balance of that. I agree. Accuracy resistance is extremely frustrating. But if you make it fixed, what happens is the game becomes more and more like chess and it becomes too rigid. Right? People don't want to play chess.
It can never be fixed either, because who gets the advantage of the guy with the accuracy, the guy with the resistance?
Exactly. That's why that has to remain as like an RNG.
Yeah,
I do agree with what Thompson's saying. Like, there has to be a better way to even it out than that. But like I said, the accuracy resistance thing is definitely out of the question, because who gets the edge? The guy with the 100 accuracy or the 100 resistance? You know what I'm saying?
See, my question to you is do you want to see Summoners War as an esports? Like, there's two questions. First question is, do you want
or Pat?
No, just in general here. Do you want to see Summoners as an esports? And the second question is, to come to us, do they even want to be in esports? Because then that actually changes the dynamic and the thought process of what you guys are arguing about. Right? On whether
the
you
answer
want
question
to be
too is yes.
The only way to make it completely fair and make it all skill is to give everybody the exact same monster box.
We don't have. That's not what we're going for, though.
Exact same set of.
See, my example I gave before was if you play Magic the Gathering and you're playing in a Legends tournament, a Legacy tournament, their decks are pay to win decks. You're talking $40,000 decks that they're playing in those tournaments. Is that not pay to win and actually a form of competition nowadays? And if you're arguing on the argument of luck, esports, there's a lot of luck. Hearthstone, everything you draw is all luck. It's skill based, but it's luck. League of Legends, back in the day when you had 1% crit and you got that crit on Caitlyn back in bot lane in League of Legends. I mean, there's all essences of luck. There's all essences of pay to win, right? MTG right now, Magic the Gathering, is probably one of the biggest esports doing the hugest push last year, and they are a lot of luck. It's skill, but a lot of luck. So I think something
that we kind of need to distinguish here, because of what you're talking about, Brian, is we need to distinguish like.
This is a good discussion.
To be honest, I want to say traditional esports, but I'm not even sure if that's like the correct term. There are like raw skill-based esports that have like extremely low levels of luck involved, where things are fair, like extremely balanced to the point of like accessibility and fairness. And then there are other esports like MTG and like this. I think it's fine to say that Summoners War can be an esport. Whether you think it's a good esport or not is a totally different thing. It's your opinion. I'm not even going to get into that discussion.
Like before, I was a competitive, World of Warcraft player. Like World of Warcraft arena, that's skill based. That's completely skill based. Everybody has the same monster. You can pick the same monster.
The same gear, right? Everybody has the same gear.
Exact equipment.
Yeah, I remember that.
Right, with the same skill trees.
True.
It's completely this. Everybody has the same exact health, the same exact mana. You can run the same comp. It is completely skill-based.
So can we say that esports can actually be no pay to win and no luck, as well as luck and pay to win? So esports can actually cover all this then, right? Because one of the biggest arguments is that people
generally want to say that like they don't call it. They say it's not an esport because they think it's a bad representation of esports.
Yeah, but just violent runes alone make it can't be an esport. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the number one luck factor is violent proc or despair stun.
I mean, we can argue all day, even if we want to argue about regular sports, right? If you want to talk about regular sports, basketball, football, baseball,
exactly.
Right? Is that fair?
Is it fair that there's three superstars on one team?
No. I'm saying, is it fair that there's one guy who was born with a silver spoon, so he had training all throughout his life and pay to win and became like the number one basketball player or baseball player? Maybe, maybe not. There are some people that didn't get that training, right? But eventually, all of them got that pay to win training. That all of them got that pay to win stuff to become who they are. Right, so if you want to argue that too, I mean, technically, then Summoners War can be in esports. That's the end definition.
Like extreme semantics at this point. Like,
I know.
Yes,
we're arguing pretty extreme though. Pretty extreme.
That's just what it is. It is an esport. We can't deny that fact.
Right.
Whether you like the esport or not, it is one, and that's where the direction of the company is going. Right. We all know that. We all literally know that that's the direction of the company is going. We've all been to different events for that kind of for that stuff. Right. It's an undeniable thing.
So is Summoners War being pay to win make it not an esport? I'm starting to believe more and more no. It's just how they can improve.
No, it doesn't.
You guys have to realize. You guys have to realize too. Like Summoners War, like if you just take my account for example, Summoners War is very, 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 very luck based. Win doesn't mean anything.
Just take my account.
I'm telling you right now, I paid more than most of this chat
He gets a lot.
How about
he's
that?
pretty lucky.
Patrick this year. Patrick,
I've paid more
I haven't gotten
than
like
most
an
of this
LD Nat
chat
5 for like 2
combined.
years.
Yeah,
Okay,
guys, Wycuz is not
I've
even
summoned
talking
more
about.
in the last 6 months than most of you have summoned in your lifetime.
Yeah, Wycuz is actually not just talking about pay
haven't
to
had
win
an
though.
LD Nat 5 for 3 years. Okay, I have 0 quad speed runes after playing for over 5 years. I've never missed a rune pack in over 4 years. I still have 0 quad speeds. I never missed the re-app. Okay, both pay or free. So paying in this game doesn't mean anything. It's still very luck based. Believe me.
Yeah.
All right. I have the slowest runes for a G3 capable player. I have the slowest runes. Okay, without a doubt.
Yeah,
I can advocate for that.
I can also advocate if you ever play on Wycuz's account, you will rip your hair out. Like
I have the worst RNG too.
He gets the worst. Like we do a couple RTA wings on his
I
account,
agree.
dude. This is the worst luck ever, dude.
Proven.
Like
So I'm a
Scientifically
big
proven.
advocate
I don't know,
for pay to win,
scientifically,
but
like-
like I pay, but I don't really
You
win.
must
You
feel
know
like
what I'm
that.
saying?
yeah, it's pretty bad though, dude.
Like I'm not a big winner. I'm a big payer. I'm not a big winner. You know what I'm saying? And there's people that aren't big payers. They pay. They're not
like-
big payers, but
You know,
they win.
I'm not
You
gonna
know what I'm
lie.
saying?
I like this conversation, and this conversation, I feel like we were just able to hit the tip of the iceberg with it. I think this is something we should talk
Pretty
about
good.
more and discuss more. Yeah, because it's a good topic. I mean, it's tickling my brain right now. I'm not gonna lie, it feels good.
If
So
ever
they
next time I'm not lazy to
they
stream,
wait,
I will
right?
stream, and I want you guys to come check it out. I'll show you any rune you want me to show you. I have rune packs to open from sitting there for 2 weeks already. I haven't streamed. I'm lazy. But when I stream, you're welcome to see anything on my account, and you can see how far I've gotten compared to what I've put into this game. You will understand that money is not everything. You know what I'm saying?
So
Yeah, Patrick farms all day too.
who is
I have just as much mana as all the other top farmers. You know, I
who's,
play a
who's,
lot.
who's a top free
Farming.
to play player? I what do you guys think? Who do you think has spent the least but at like almost the top? My person that I always give example of is Topa. I feel he has literally very low invested, but a lot of luck, like what we discussed, right? Why?
agree with
Cuz
that.
Topa's one of them. Ken Ball is one of them.
yep, Ken
Even-
Baller
even-
as well.
even-
Yep.
Joseph is up there
Listen,
too.
even the crowd favorite,
Joseph
making a
has been up
butt.
there a couple
Yeah.
times.
Make it a butt over the
Obabo,
last
not
2
that much.
years.
Nope.
Right. Making a butt over the last 2 years, he's put a lot in. But he had insane runes before he put all that in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Making a bud 2 years ago wasn't that big of a spender.
Invictus as well, I would say. There's a lot of top
Right,
players
Invictus
that
is
have
a
been playing
little
a
low
while.
guy that doesn't spend
and
too much.
gotten
Okay,
like-
what do you define? Okay, what do you define as a low spender
Boss.
then? In like in this situation? 'Cause I think that's kind of important.
If you've played for 5 years and you're under 50,000, you're a low spender.
Wait, that's a
Oh,
little bit too much.
Jesus.
Wait a minute.
That's
wait
a bit
minute.
too much,
That's
sir.
a lot.
That,
I don't
that's
think
that's
most
Wycuz
people
standards.
can
Wait a
spend
minute. That's
If you play
Wycuz
5
standards.
years, 5 years, 10
Most
stacks
people,
a year is a lot.
most people don't
That's
have 10 grand a
$1,000
year. to
Most
spend
people
on
don't have
that.
10 grand a year, bro.
That's a,
Okay,
That's a
Patrick,
$1,000
let me put this into perspective for you.
Now you can feel Wycuz is paying, guys. If you can just tell by...
Patrick, most people can't even go on vacation out of their own state once a year, maybe once every 2 years. So thinking people could spend like $10,000 in a video game is way too much.
How do you guys play this? Yo, I spend that much. I still can't stand playing the game sometimes.
I think-
I don't know. I lose my mind.
I
like-
think around 5,000 in 5 years or 5,000 in 4 years.
Patrick,
is
do you feel like you have sunk
relatively
cost
free?
fallacy in Summoner's War?
do I feel like what?
Do you feel like you have sunk cost fallacy in Summoner's War?
I
You
can't
actually
hear
like
you.
What does that mean, Tyler? I don't even know what that means. What did you
So
say?
sunk
I
cost
couldn't hear.
fallacy, it's a sunk cost time fallacy. Basically, you feel like you've invested so much into something that you can't walk away from it, you can't quit it.
Oh,
for
sunk
example,
cost,
like-
sunk cost fallacy.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, I'm wondering if you feel like you're suffering from sunk cost fallacy with Summoner's War.
No, I actually like the game. I truthfully like the game, and the honest truth behind it, and why I still play. Literally, I don't care about the money; it means nothing. The true reason why I play is I enjoy the people in the game. I honestly do. I enjoy the meetups, the camaraderie, the get-togethers. You know, Thompson's like a brother to me. You know, I met him through the game. You know what I mean? The thing is, like, that's the main reason why I play. I don't play because I mean, I think it's fun. I don't think it's fun enough for me to throw time into. I'd rather just lay there and do nothing. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I farm to stay relevant, I guess, if you want to call it that. You know,
Sure.
I play to keep the friendships. You know what I mean? But
I agree.
like I said, truthfully, I'd rather lay down. Like right now, I'd rather lay down, but I enjoy talking to you.
Yeah.
I would text this guy, yo, let's R5, and he'd be like, too lazy, bro. I'm not getting my time. He's like, all right. He's not even signed on. He's not even playing. He's not even signed on.
Yeah, there's no
I'm
packs
like,
right now. Why would he sign on?
He's just
I have
laying down.
packs.
No packs.
It's all bought. You already bought them all.
They're all in the mail right now. I didn't open it. They're all there.
But yeah, so my definition is like I would say like 5,000, maybe even 5 to 10,000.
No, come on, that's too little.
It's 50, 5 years.
50 over the last 5 years is low.
But even then, some people are like, wow, 5 or 10,000 on a mobile game in so many years. But think about it. How much time do you go out and you spend on recreational things, right?
I'll be fair.
I would consider this a recreational thing.
If you're less than 5,000 a year, you're low. How's that?
That's a lot, dude. That's a
That's
lot.
a lot of money. Nothing, man.
I've never spent a dime in my life on Summoners War.
5,000 a year, dude. I don't even know if I hit that, bro.
All the people are saying they spend nothing. I'm so jealous.
Guys, I'm free to play basically.
Me too.
Compared to this reference, I'm free to play.
I'm basically free to play.
I think you're probably free to play too in this reference.
My lowest month from the first day I played this game. My lowest month.
You don't have to share this though.
1.5K?
No, he doesn't.
No, probably like 700. My lowest month ever.
Dude, that's so little. Oh my god.
Because from the first day when there was no packs, I was buying all the red crystals on the left side.
You got like five people in chat right now. Like the hell, that's my rent.
To be fair though, the game, and I do appreciate the game for this. Well, maybe I don't appreciate things. It costs me more money, but they come out a lot more packs and a lot more valuable packs than before.
Yeah.
See, I was swiping when there was only that the best value there was that 3,000 crystals on the left side. Before it had an LD, before it gave you a legendary scroll, like I was buying the one. I'm saying I was buying ones without the LD, without the legendary scrolls too. I was getting all 10. That red crystal didn't exist on my screen.
For all the people who never bought a pack in this game.
Then, when it ran out, I would go into the shop, and the next best value was the $100 for the 3,000 crystals with no scrolls. Like this one, you get 5 free scrolls. There's the other one that gives you no scrolls. I used to get those too.
Yep, those are the days when I spent as well, which was really bad. Do you remember when they first released the element packs? Not the one that is now with the LDs, but the old element pack?
Dude,
that was the best one. That was the best one. And that was so bad, dude. It was so bad, dude. I was like, I'm waiting for this week. I know, dude.
You used to see a pack. The packs first came out. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. And you look back like, I just spent that much money. What the hell am I doing?
I know. I remember used to scouring the internet for Apple iTunes discounts. Dude, every month there used to be like discounts.
Oh my god.
25% off.
I didn't
80 for 100 at Costco every month.
I didn't get
Make my mom go, add my dad, add my brother, add me. Oh my god.
Everyone who has got a Costco card better buy me these fucking gift cards.
Yeah, I didn't get on the Amazon coin train until like 2 years or so ago, So the first 4 years I was like straight up like just straight in there, you know what I'm saying?
The absolute worst though was like as a spender, regardless of how much you spent, the second reapps came out, you were like, I just wasted all of that money. Because it could have been reapps.
Yeah, I didn't really buy all the reapps. I bought it when they first came out.
I spent basically everything on my account before reapps came out.
Same.
I think I'd only ever bought 5 reapp packs. Like 5 sets of reapp packs. And then after that, I bought
only one set. That's it. And
I bet you have a quad speed rune.
I don't. I actually don't. My rune quality is what it is without any reaps, except for that one set. That's it. And whatever.
The Tyler guy sitting on top of you.
Oh, he's got quads. He's got a couple quads.
I have 1 quad speed, and it's rolled, not reaps.
That's 1 more than I got.
Yeah. I've done a couple of quad speed rolls though on stream for other people. It's 5 or 6.
How about you, Lucky?
But I'm also the only one here with no LD Nat 5. But I think that luck balanced. They gave me 1 quad speed and no LD Nat 5.
How many quads do you have, Lucky?
But that's not fair.
How many quad speeds do you have, Lucky?
A couple.
Oh.
A couple. Whoa!
I've got 1. Well, I've got 3 5-star that quad, and then 2 6-stars that quad.
You know how many Thompson has?
He's got too many.
Sub to Y cousin, you'll find
Thompson's got quite a few, I'm gonna tell you that. So I mean, luck gets involved too, right? Even though you say somebody could let's say somebody could buy all the packs but just not get lucky, like Y cousin's saying.
Yeah.
Or like Thompson,
exactly
right?
What's happening right now.
You spend a little bit, Thompson, right, from time to time, but you get lucky as well. So it's a fact.
Yes, Thompson's very lucky. Believe me, he's very lucky too.
Oh yeah, I know that.
But to be fair to Thompson, he farms all day. The day I met him, he picked me up from the mall. I was with my wife and my mother-in-law. He picks me up from the mall. I didn't even get my seatbelt on yet in the car. He's like, R5?
I saw...
We go to the first bubble tea place. He's like, R5? He is non-stop playing, okay? He's non-stop he plays. So that to be fair to him, he farms a lot. Okay?
Wait, do you count a quad speed if it's a 5-star rune?
Yeah, if it hits good. If it hits good, like 25, 23.
Okay, then I
But
have a 23.
but back to what Island was saying, like Ace said in chat, he got 3 quad speeds in the last 4 months. You know what I'm saying? And he don't buy no room.
He also got a ragdoll.
Yeah,
when you have a ragdoll, you
that's a great example.
how the world works. If you pull a ragdoll, the rest of your account just
that's a great example, right? Because I've summoned more LDs in the last 2 months than he's done in his whole career of playing this game, right? But he has Light Demon and Ragdoll. You know what I'm saying? So in 2 months, I summoned more LDs than he did all the years he's been playing. That's a prime example, right? All the years I've been playing, I farm just as much as most people. I get every rune pack. I have no quad speeds, rolled or react. He got 3 in the last 4 months.
So
you know what I'm saying?
Is this a new movement then? It's all about the hashtag luck now. It's not about the hashtag pay to win.
This is
it's all about the hashtag
down
luck,
with Ace.
Dude. Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out, right?
You gotta get lucky, dude.
If I was free to play, like I'd probably have like 3 Nat 5s by now after playing for 5 years.
Shut up, dude.
I bought every single one. Listen, my first one didn't come till 2000. After 2000, I got Camilla. After 5000, I got Zyros. Then I got Chow after like another 1000. Like I bought my I bought my regular Nat 5s. I didn't summon them. People are like, oh, your account's so good, you're so lucky, you have almost all the elementals. I didn't summon those. They were purchased.
Oh man, you're so lucky. You're the first one in the world to pull Fire Beast Rider. Oh, your account.
Yeah, I spent 55,000 crystals to get a Fire Beast Rider.
Worth.
At least she's good.
At least she's good.
It is worth. Listen, it's worth. I don't care what I swipe right now. If I get something new, it's worth. Okay, honestly. The point is like I bought all of them. I did not get lucky. My account is not lucky. Anybody's touched my account before knows it's not lucky. Have you ever seen an
account that has 200 Devilmons? Patrick's account has 200 Devilmons.
I have 110. I have 110.
Jeez,
110. 110! And he Devilmons Roke. He Devilmons Miho. He Devilmons Elucia. He just throw Devilmons like it's cool.
I mean, you might as well at this point, right?
Yeah. I thought about that before half tilt. I considered that in the game, but I was like, damn. You know, I'm like 8,000 in already. Like, really? Am I gonna really give this up? Little did I know, 8,000 was just a squidge of what I am now.
Yeah, but you got some of the Nat 5s though. 55,000. You got some Nat 5s, but it's hard to get your new ones.
Just remember, guys. Patrick is the reason we can play this game. For free.
I have 2. Listen, I have 2 LD Nat 5s, bro. Free to play guys. I see them posting on Facebook all the time. Oh, my 5th LD Nat 5. Like, really? 5? I got 2.
Dude, I wish I caught it, but when we went to Korea for the career finals and we went to the Contour's office, I wish I caught it on the vlog though. Yeah, because Wycos was walking around. He was walking up, he was like,
you can walk up to the Contour's employee, right? And just be like, you have a job because of me.
He literally told him that. I should have vlogged that. If only I caught that, dude.
Actually go up and do that.
It's like
number 2 in the company. I said it to him.
He doesn't even care, dude. He like gets to the floor, right? He's at the Compto's phone. He's like, you guys have bathrooms on this floor because of me. You guys got lights on this floor because of me. I wish I caught that on the freaking vlog, dude.
Yeah,
so good.
It's all for fun, but yeah, like I said, that goes back to the previous statement. Like, luck is a big part of this game. So if you guys are free to play, listen, you can always get lucky. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about going crazy with spending, because going crazy with spending doesn't always prove good.
Hey, just keep in mind, regardless of what you hear, disclaimer, just don't spend what you can't spend, please.
Spend within your means,
Spend responsibly.
Guys.
Spend responsibly. All right? If you got $100,000, spend accordingly. If you got $100 million, you can spend accordingly, right? But it's just all relative to you.
I was just talking with I saw Tyler. I was just talking with Tyler, and we watched this video of like someone summoning Son X2 summoning on Mr. Coach's account. 300 Lion Dark Scroll, and Tyler told me is equivalent to like $50,000. I don't know.
Okay, so 300 L&D scrolls is $9,000.
9,000. There you go. Yeah. And he pulled a Manananan. Rest in peace.
And that was it. That was the only thing he pulled was a Manananan, and that's assuming you buy them one by one. That was That was
so what? I spent 10,000 and I got nothing. Yeah. I didn't even get a Manananan. What's up?
Hey, that's thinking about that. But that's the statistical rate. 285 is average. You get one. That's it. But you know that you could get a doo-doo one because there's so many doo-doo LD Nat 5s. Did you guys realize that?
That's the problem. The majority is doo-doo too. That's the problem.
The average rate for an LD Nat 5.
The majority sucks.
285.
Just under $8,500.
By the way, side note for people that don't know, my Yun Hong was from a free-to-play scroll. It was from a world boss scroll. Just saying.
But you also have to keep in mind, right? As
the only thing I've bought so far, LD Nat 5 wise, is Jara. I bought a Jara.
But technically, you have to keep in mind though, the amount of scrolls that we get nowadays is much higher. So if you count how many free-to-play LD scrolls you get, it's quite a nice amount. So you have a chance at getting one without spending anything. So you got to give
Don't
credit.
say that to me, Brian. Don't lie to me like that.
You know, but I'm just saying, some people just could be unlucky.
Your time will come.
Your time will come, Tyler. And you know what? When you get yours, I hope it's actually a good one. Let's just say that. I hope it's a good one.
The real question is, Tyler, will you get an LD Nat 5 before Brian gets him alone?
Wait, I actually would want Gildner.
Oh, you know probably not. There's literally no way I play LD Nat 5 before Brian.
Why would you want a Gildner? Because he's gonna get buffed.
No, you want the best LD Nat 5 or you want the shittiest one? You don't want the medium one. You don't want no damn Jara. No. You don't want the damn Grogan. They've been buffed already. They ain't gonna get touched again, bro.
You want the worst one. You want the worst one. Is in Geldnir's family, all of the other Lightning Emperors are good. So if they buff Geldnir, the whole family becomes too strong and the world is imbalanced.
That's not true.
No, they're just gonna change up his passive.
That's not true.
Listen, one passive, you don't gotta change other skills. One passive, Ragdoll, changes the whole world. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, all the LDs I got to my account free to play I spent. I summoned Light Vamp way before I started streaming. So over 3 years of LDs, I haven't gotten LD Nat 5. Right? With LDs being bought once in a while. Not LD like packs, like 100, but
you use all your luck on other people though. You don't count.
Yeah, I know. It's unfortunate, but
see, Ace is the prime example, right? He was crying for 4 years. He wants a Sierra. He gets Sierra, right? Then he gets the best LD Nat 5 ever, the Light Demon. And then like a month later, he gets Ragdoll, the second best LD Nat 5 ever. Like he has the best 2 LD Nat 5s. And
real talk. Do you think Nephthys is better or Ragdoll?
Ragdoll.
Real talk of the fucking
just pick the Chinese comp and Nephthys does nothing.
That's true. Chinese comp is pretty strong.
But do you know why? Do you know why Ragdoll's so good? It's because the rune requirements are so much lower too. Nephthys without good runes doesn't do as much. And with
Nephthys, you can run some crazy Exodus comps with Nephthys.
Yeah, there is some Exodia.
Still wouldn't be better than Ragdoll.
I'm gonna tell you right now,
there is a bit more situational.
No, there's some Exodia comps, and you see Thompson's face. I know some Exodia comps.
Nephthys Exodia comps are scary, dude.
Exodia,
there's that one guy. There's the one guy who has like, the Nephthys, Woundsaw, Triton, Asima, and Zerath team. That shit is terrifying.
The Zerath one is not that scary because it's still slow.
No, but what he can do is he picks the Trinity instead, and then he's 32. And you're like, oh no, what do I do?
Yeah, you get this.
You literally cannot speed it. It's just not possible.
One time, Patrick played against a comp like that, and then he put it in guild chat. He's like, "What do I do against this?" No one has a response. You know,
I won though. I won that game though. Just saying.
Yes, you won.
But yeah, it's retarded. Those comps, you look at them, it's like, what do you even do? Like, there's no good ban. Like everything you ban is wrong.
The ban is just always wrong.
Everything you ban is wrong.
You just have to raw beat them in runes, but it's really hard to do.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Those are the hard ones.
How do you outspeed that? He's got 33-24, and he's got a 120 base and a 116 base. I mean, you can't outspeed that.
You don't let him have the Triton. That's it. You don't let him have the Triton, and you challenge his speed. You should be able to outspeed him if you can't.
He just first picks Triton.
But he has the Woundsaw.
Yeah, he just first picks Triton because he knows you don't have Woundsaw, Nephthys.
Okay, so you need to pick 2 33% speed leads, and then you need to make sure you ban his 120, and then you have a speed difference gap of him 24 versus your 33, and there's your chance.
So if you have no will and you ban Triton, what happens is his Nephthys still silences you, and it doesn't matter.
You could pick a full speed team, and then last pick a triple revenge Verd, and solves all your problems.
You got a 45% chance, this guy.
But twice.
Wow. I respect it.
You Amduat Ragdoll him. Actually, Ragdoll's a counter to that. Because he can't kill you in time. You're gonna get turned.
Ragdoll counters everything.
Ragdoll counters that with triple revenge. There you go. Ragdoll.
You can't even.
Ragdoll's never a bad pick. There's never a spot where you go, should I pick Ragdoll? Never.
Sorry, go ahead.
Ragdoll's just the best all the time.
What are you gonna say?
This guy literally picks a double Will Asima so that you cannot RNG Despair Sun him on the second turn, like with an Antares or something. He literally picks double Will Asima, so you can't do it.
That's nice.
Wait, that's actually crazy.
It's so good. It's so scary. Yeah.
Wait, double Will? That's actually like 5-hit. Wait a minute. Wait,
I read.
Wait, are there some units that we can run that are double Will? Then I didn't think about that.
A really good unit.
Hey, can we run more units on double Will?
It gets a full turn. It's like Beth, but gets a full turn.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
the reason you run the double will is so you can't get Despair revenged, or you can't get Antair's Despair revenged or anything.
Ooh,
Like that's so ridiculous.
What else can I run on double will? Huh? I might actually consider some comps now.
It has something that's dot like that relies on dots for damage.
You can
know?
probably run Belinus on double will if you really want
Yeah,
to.
like Belinus, Rika, things like that that are dot related.
Belinus, I would do my Beth. My Beth is on double will, and
Yeah, Skullgirl, but Skullgirl's not for RTA. But yeah, Skullgirl, sure.
if you ran a slow tableau, you could probably do double will as well.
All right.
Then you could fight. Then you could fight.
Explain slow tableau, Tyler. I've never heard of slow tableau in my life.
Some people run their. I'd say
check
some
my-
people
check
run
my
their
account.
Denier
Check my
first and then
account, it's
tableau
slow
last.
tableau,
I
yeah.
don't know why.
Huh?
Because they can't
There's
be
a couple
fast enough.
people
So
who
they
run
it.
tableau last and then they run their Dremire first.
No, I get that, but like, what is slow tableau? Like 270 slow tableau?
Like immediately after whatever your damage dealer
Oh yeah,
is.
yeah, okay, I get it.
Whatever it's tuned to.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You do have 2-turn immunity on double will, yes.
Yeah, double will's
Yes.
2-turn immunity. Only
It gets if you get stripped, you lose both turns of immunity. It's not like you strip one of the immunities.
Yeah,
And
it's-
someone asked me that yesterday. Like
If you have
get
triple
stripped
will,
with
you
double
get
will?
3 stacks of immunity.
Yeah.
It's like
But that's why
boosted.
if you ever want to put will in your
Double
lead, you
jewel.
gotta put 2.
damn
kidding.
triple will is 5-head though, dude. But Daphnis eats it up. But it's 5-head. Yeah, only E7 you only can have 1 set of immunity.
But yeah, to
One
clarify what Tyler said, it's still 1 buff though. So if it gets stripped, they're all gone. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? But
it's
it
just all
persists-
gone.
It persists for 2 or 3 turns. By how many stacks you have?
It's like
Me
it's
and
like having
Tyler, not me and Tyler. Me and Patrick was talking. It's like Daphnis is so much better than not so much better, but a lot better than Ganymede right now, right?
They're different though. You're comparing 2 different things.
Yeah, but you don't see
For-
Ganymedes that
for
often anymore.
average
You know?
drafting, I would say yes.
Yeah, because everybody's all about taking away.
Gaddy makes or breaks certain comps, and those comps are really strong.
But when the thing is, you pick Daphnis now, you're guaranteed to see like Triana, Tyrannies.
So that's kind of why
Fran,
that's why I built the second Triana. So like when I pick Daphnis, I also pick my crit damage Triana at the same time. But if the enemy takes Daphnis, I just take the Nemesis Triana and just move on with my day. Like if you pick a Daphnis, I feel like you have to pick Triana at this point. Because everyone has a Triana built specifically for Daphnis.
Yeah.
It's too common of a unit.
Oh, you're saying to pick Triana not to protect your Daphnis, but to make sure they don't get a
Yeah,
Triana.
literally just so they can't have it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I never
sense.
believe in playing RTA like that, but yeah.
I don't have any like oppressive first picks to.
You mean like the guys that
besides
pick
the-
Diana and Antares?
Yeah, exactly. You
Oh,
put
yeah,
Diana and Tears together.
Tears.
Yeah, those stupid guys. It's like, oh, they picked Diana. I'm gonna pick this mother. He chooses the Antars.
And then you just pick a big fire damage, just pop both of them. Yeah, but it makes sense.
All right,
Yeah, I
guys,
don't do that either.
Very solid podcast today. This is probably our longest podcast and some of the best discussions as well. Yeah, we actually talked about a lot of things. I think the people that are watching this on YouTube appreciate the longer podcast because I know a lot of you guys watch this doing work, or some people said they drive for long hours, so they turn this on and listen to it.
500 likes.
Yeah, so yeah, if we get was it 1,000 likes or 999?
999.
999. Thompson lowered the bar for you. 999. He's going shirtless next week. Confirm.
1,500. Tyler and Patrick shirtless as well.
Okay.
For how many?
1,500. It's not hitting 1,500 though, dude. It hasn't even hit 1,000 when we tried 1,000. You know how much it hit when we said 1,000?
That's the most
It hit
expensive.
600.
You think it's cheap to see this, bro? You crazy? You pay big money for this shit.
Every time I Skype call you, you're shirtless. Every
Shirtless
time.
is even legal on Twitch. Yeah, shirtless is legal
Yeah,
on Twitch.
it is.
It is
The
now.
only time I'm dressed in this house is stream time. Like, fucking is the only time I've any clothes on.
All right, guys. If you guys are watching this from YouTube, gonna put the link to all their streams down below. Waka streams once in a blue moon. Blue moon's coming up soon, so get ready to check out.
It's
his
coming up
stream.
soon. My rune pack's about to expire if I don't stream. So
It's once every 900. I mean, once every 99 days, basically. Thompson as well, probably gonna be streaming a little bit more, hopefully. And we got 111 and Lucky as well that stream quite a bit throughout the week. So check out the links down below. Leave your comments. We always go through those. We got some great topics and some great little forum discussions going on in the comment section. So make sure you guys leave those down there. But as always, I'll see you guys in the next live streamer video.
Thank you, Island.
Peace.
Thanks for hanging out with us, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Take care. Hope you had a good
Cheers,
time.
guys. It was a good conversation.
See you
Thanks,
guys.
thanks guys. It was a good one. I enjoyed this one.
Good as always. Bye now.